Hello friends, another year, another PlayStation experience. I wonder if it matters if I full screen this. Alright, people are very excited. Oh, starting off strong, let's go. What is it? Just hear random audience members hooting. That's actually pretty loud. I'm gonna lower it. Should do it. Hi. Oh. Well, we knew it was gonna be Last of Us 2. Actually got cameras going through to see. Oh, Monster Hunter. Let's go. I got the Destiny 2 expansion. I've barely played it now. Yeah, Guacamelee too. That's what. Hey, Knack 2. There's a gem that is Knack 2. Oh no. Oh no. Problem. Our true enemy. Buffering. Oh, Persona 5? You got more stuff? I don't think so. Persona 5 VR. Ace Combat. New Ace Combat. Bring it. It's that weird mouse and VR adventure thing. Detroit, I am not. I don't know. I mean, it looks good, but can they hold back the David Cage craziness? Is the real question. Oh, sorry guys. This, I don't know if it's my. It could be my connection. It could be. Oh my god! I actually slipped in the MVCI in there for a second. Hey, crash. We're gonna see some Nier. We're gonna see some Not a Hero. I have no idea what the song is either. I mean, it's probably gonna get this vid's probably gonna get copyright claimed, but.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sean Layden and Sid Schumann.
Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you could join us here, PlayStation Experience. Thank you so much for coming.
I really like last year's
Sean,
PlayStation Experience because they kind of just went from game to game. They didn't really have much of this like
I think we're going to play a game. We're going to kind of move our way back and forth across the different segments.
Marketing,
right, hopefully ending up with
PR,
this nice
talk.
Gray,
But, I mean, I guess you need
awesome.
this, right?
Yeah. In all seriousness, folks, it is unbelievable to be here again at another PlayStation Experience. So exciting to have all of you here. I really give yourselves a round of applause for joining us.
Oh no, don't do that.
Anaheim.
That's like the. Don't make people do themselves.
This is the fourth one.
It's the fourth one. And I can't think of a
Yeah,
better way to close
this
out
shift
this highly
of
memorable
everybody
year
having their
than
own
with my
shows
friends. So thank
besides
you so much.
E3.
thanks for
I
coming,
like that.
everybody.
Yeah, it's incredible.
You know, you're not all competing for someone's
Sean,
attention, right? There's a lot of
been a
games
heck
that
of a
get
year.
lost in the E3
Wow,
shuffle.
hasn't been just. It's been a crazy year.
Just too
2017.
much,
I think
and
we
then when
saw
somebody
a lot of great game
announces,
releases.
I don't know, Bloodborne 2,
Any
your
Uncharted fans
little
out there?
game gets just buried in the hype,
Lost
right?
Legacy
This
was
way
awesome.
you can showcase
we're
more
certainly
games.
proud and pleased with what our
A lot of
our
your
friends in
exclusives
Amsterdam
without
pulled
having to
together with
compete for
Horizon
that
Zero
stuff.
Dawn.
Is there more Until Dawn stuff?
And then without telling anybody, just kind of slipped the Frozen Wilds
I would
out
like
there.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do.
Sneak it out there. I
Haven't
mean,
said
what's
a thing
great
with the
too is the year got off to
dinosaurs.
such an incredible start. Resident Evil 7, one of my absolute favorites this
Oh,
year.
are we going to see Not a Hero?
If you
see
haven't
some
played
not
that in
Chris Redfield?
PlayStation VR, you haven't played it.
No,
Persona
don't say things
5,
like that.
Nier Automata.
Don't say things like that, guys.
Yeah.
Incredible year, incredible games. One of the strongest years game lineups
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
this-
in years.
My personal
This
favorite, one of
first
them anyway,
quarter
is,
to half of
Everybody's
this year
Golf.
has been pretty
That's
crazy.
terrific
Persona
game.
5
Can
was
we get
this
some love
year,
for
and
my
Nier
golf game,
Automata
please?
came out like the
Gravity
same
Rush
week.
2. I
Gravity Rush
mean,
2, yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
we could sit here all night, literally
Okay.
listing all the incredible games that came out this year.
Right.
But we got a little
I
bit
played,
more.
Well,
I
things
played
that-
through
that's right,
Horizon,
yes,
but
You know, I mean, I think
that
it's
game's
just-
inventory
it's such a
system has
special year.
problems,
And I mean,
you know.
then we had
It's
Paris
just-
Games Week. I mean, you know.
Went really well.
managing
We
your
saw the
inventory in that
reveal
game is
of,
such a chore.
Sucker Punch's new opus.
Man, freaking Resident Evil 7 was this year. It
Ghost
does
of
not
Tsushima?
feel like
yeah,
it.
that's going to be great.
Well,
You
stuff
saw some of that
happened
in the
this
trailer
year.
right now, but there was a lot that happened in 2017, and we can talk about that, and we can share some of our memories of that with everybody here. But 2018 is going to be another tremendous year for PlayStation, both in PS4 and PSVR.
And we're going to talk a little bit about 2018 here tonight. We're also going to bring you closer to some of the world's top
Unless your
developers
game
right
literally
here. I
comes
think it's
out
something that makes
right
PlayStation
now.
experience
Yeah,
unique,
all the things we're
special.
seeing is going to be
You
2018.
folks can be right here with us. All of our friends right here.
Thus, all the furniture.
Also,
That's-
please
and
give
all
us some
this
free
furniture
games
right here.
for
We're going to try
PS
to build a
Plus
super group up here.
on this show
You can tell us what
because
you think at the end, but I think
December's
we have a
PS
special
Plus
night
offerings
here ahead
are
of us. We have some
pretty
old friends
bad.
dropping by, Sean.
Yeah, we're going to have.
I'm not one of those
our
people that I usually
group chairman,
defend
Andy
PS Plus
House,
games,
is
but
in the house.
That's right.
And
you know, giving
be joining us later
Darksiders
with,
2 and
with our
Kung
old
Fu
friend,
Panda for
Mark Cerny.
December,
That's right.
not a good
PS4
look.
system architect Mark Cerny's dropping by.
Right.
Do you guys are you guys fans of God of
Oh,
War?
we're gonna
You like God of War? Okay.
obvious
Corey
audience
Barlog from Santa
pandering.
Monica Studio. He's going to come in and give us a development update here tonight.
This is
Right.
kind of what I didn't want.
The taxi's outside with the meter running, but Corey's
Just
going
the
to run,
chatting.
deliver a report, and then get right back to the studio and get that work done. And we're having Media Molecule.
Hey,
Yeah,
I mean,
Media
it's the direction you
Molecule.
choose. It's the
Did you guys
direction
check out the Game Awards last night? You see that new trailer?
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Is that a guy dressed as
We're
a
also
rock?
going to take another look at
What the hell?
Concrete Genie here a little bit
Definitely.
later tonight. One we're all very, very excited
I
about.
am
Another
very
one we announced at
confused.
Paris this year. So we're going to have some updates on 2018 games. We're going to take a peek or two at the PlayStation Experience show floor, which I know a lot of you are going to be excited to check out over the weekend. And there might be a surprise or two in store, Sean. What do you think?
I think there's more than a surprise or two,
All
indeed. And we have some shots of that. We're going to go to that now, or?
Yeah, we're going to. So we got
Man.
a big weekend here.
What kind of?
And actually, one of the things I'm personally super
I mean, no,
excited for,
not to throw
panels
shade
we
on
got
you,
going on.
dude,
Yeah, it's a great
but
lineup.
Really killer.
you decided
panel
to
lineup.
cosplay somebody
I
for
think the best we've ever
PSX, and
had.
you picked a
I
raw.
love this stuff here. We've got Naughty Dog doing
Maybe he
not
just
one
really
but two
likes
panels.
Toriyama.
The
I
cast
don't
of
know.
The Last of Us 2 will be right here.
Oh
right
wow,
on
we
this
have
stage, actually. You'll be able to see
Squanch
them.
Games,
You'll be able to
Crows,
see all the
Media
Uncharted voice actors
Molecule,
for the big 10-year anniversary.
IGN
Sucker
ranks
Punch
top 10
stopping by,
PlayStation
Media
games of all time.
Molecule stopping by. Super excited that
Ghost of
Justin Roiland
Tsushima
and
is
William
very
Q are going to be
interesting
stopping
looking.
by.
Oh, that'd be
I'm a
cool.
huge Rick and Morty fan. I can't wait to see what these guys are up to with Accounting Plus. So it's just a lot of great stuff.
Accounting for accounting.
Yes.
Then can we talk about that show floor?
Yes,
Last
the
of Us
show
Part
floor, we
2,
were
meet
taking
the
a look at it
cast.
earlier today. It's
Nice.
like nothing we've done before.
Yeah, we have some photos, I think, too, if we could show
Oh, can we
some
put
of
this up
those.
on the
Yeah.
screen?
Oh. Days Gone. I mean, that's an experience right there.
Well,
Get your phone ready.
Yeah, that's the entryway, so you're going to have to find a way to get
The Days Gone protagonist
through
looks
that,
exactly like James Franco.
It-
man.
oh,
I don't know,
it
maybe I'm
looks-
crazy.
You'll find out
We're going to
tomorrow.
find out, yeah.
Another
and,
one-
And one of them is a real human. You have to find out which one that is.
Another one I'm really excited about. It's incredible. Shadow of the Colossus. Wait till you see this. Tell them what they get to do, Sean.
People
What you get to do,
really
this is
like
one of the
Shadow of
key
the Colossus. It's
colossi,
one of those.
from the
Maybe I
game.
missed the
You will be able
train.
to climb up the
You know,
back
because
of it
I did have
and
it.
put that sword right
I
into
just
the center of his
didn't-
head. It's the thing you've
I
wanted
wasn't
to do
super
when
into
playing
it
the
when it
game.
came out.
You'll be able to do it now tomorrow. At the
Yeah, it
show.
looks really pretty.
It's
But
incredible. I mean, that's just a taste. There's so much more. It's the biggest show we've done yet, so I hope you all check it out tomorrow and let us know what you think. Got a lot of PlayStation VR here. I know not everyone gets a chance to go on with this.
pushing
Well,
VR
this is
really hard.
The Impatient.
The Impatient is here.
The Impatient.
And-
Supermassive.
I hope the Impatient's
Oh, that
doing
was
pretty
nice of
well
Oz to sit
because
in a wheelchair like that.
Yeah.
it's by the Until Dawn. It's a prequel to Until Dawn.
You will be taken
and,
into this experience via wheelchair, and you will have.
I
a
hear their
silent,
other game,
experience,
Hidden Agenda,
just
I
like
think
it
it
in the
is,
game.
didn't do
Wheel
so well
you
because
in,
they were working on
close
like
the
creepy.
curtain, and
4
play the
games
demo.
or
It's
3
incredible.
games at the
So,
same
It's not for the
time,
faint of
right?
heart.
That
Not at
generally
all.
doesn't
So-
turn out well.
Around 80 playable
enough resources
PlayStation
to
VR
go
experiences here over the
It's
weekend.
everything, right?
And so
one of
lots
them
to see
has
and do
one
on
of
the
the
PlayStation
projects
VR
has to
front.
get
But
a
actually,
shaft.
Sean, speaking of PlayStation VR,
Right.
I believe you do have a new PlayStation VR game to reveal here tonight.
Yes, we do, and I think it's really important though to talk about the VR stuff. Get out there over the next couple of days and experience it.
Oh, sorry guys. If I guess it could be my internet. It might be my internet.
You know, you can read about it on the
Sorry
web.
about
You
that.
can hear Sid and I talk about it all the time. But until you put the headset on and have a gaming experience,
Hope it
like that,
doesn't
you'll never
happen
really know what it's
during
like. So please,
trailer
the next couple of
mode.
days, get in there and do that because we have a new game.
It could be
we're
it could be the
announcing
stream.
tonight,
To be fair, to me, you know, a lot of
called
people
Firewall Zero
E3
Hour,
and
I think
and
is the full
PSX streams are
title.
notoriously.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, here we go. This is the first gameplay we're seeing of Firewall. Now, this is actually from the folks at First Contact Entertainment. They're serious shooter developers. This is a team-based 4v4 tactical first-person shooter.
Oh yeah, this is by the Until
attack and
Dawn
defense
team
on the
also.
two teams,
It's just
and there's
looks
a
like
huge amount of
generic
emphasis being
VR
placed on
shooter,
sort of the
right? I mean, well,
intense
there aren't that many VR
motions
shooters,
and
but
movements.
just
It's the
it
pacing
just looks
is
like
very
generic
realistic.
shooter.
Peeking around
It'd
corners
take
here.
a lot
We're
to
gonna see
tell me
some of that
to
here in the
change my mind
footage,
about
but
this game.
just a very early sneak peek for all of you here. Firewall is coming to PlayStation VR.
Oh no,
You'll be
it's
able to use
not. Oh
either
wait,
a
this isn't
DualShock
it. It's
or your
called
PlayStation
Firewall.
VR aim controller if you've ever picked up one of those with Farpoint or something like that. So this is looking
it? I'm
mighty
gonna
promising.
look
I
this
gotta
up later.
say.
Oh, it's incredible. It's so tense to be in that four on four, trapped in the room, throwing flashbangs and trying to clear rooms out of enemies.
Have
This
these
is one
guys
we've been
played
wanting to
this
tell
game?
folks about for
I
a while,
don't know.
and I know people who have tried it have really come out raving. So
And it's on the floor.
that's right. It's on the floor
I mean,
here. You'll be able
this
to
is part
play
of your
this
show, right? They
weekend,
have to say good
4-on-4,
things.
Firewall.
But
And it will be exclusive to PlayStation VR. So excited to see that. So Sean, what else do we have on the VR front? Anything else?
We have a gift.
gotta push that VR,
And,
man. Gotta push that VR.
A year ago, we launched.
We
one of
got
my
Until
most
Dawn Rush of
favorite
Blood
games,
for
The
VR
Last
for free
Guardian.
for PS
Any Last
Plus,
Guardian
and
fans?
I do want to try it. I don't know if it works without
It was
VR.
such a seminal moment for my career because I think I've been working on that game my entire career. and so we were able to ship it last year around this time. And in the meantime, Ueda-san and the group have come together, and they've made a VR experience based in the world of Last Guardian, where you'll be able to go in there and experience that with Trico, calling the beast and moving.
Oh yeah,
across
Last
the
Guardian
level.
was this
It's
year
probably,
too.
I don't know, 15, 20
Was
minutes
it
of
this
gameplay.
year?
But we'll be putting that
I
up
cannot
on the
look.
PlayStation
Everything's
Store.
kind of blurring together right now.
December 12th here in the U.S. and Europe,
And that's our Christmas.
I don't know
present,
how
everybody.
people feel
Please
about
go get it.
Last Guardian,
next
like
week
as a
it's
whole.
free.
Yeah.
It is
Because
actually
it was so
a standalone
anticipated. It's
experience.
something they
Yes.
Don't
promised.
need to actually own the Last Guardian either.
For
So if you got
PS2
PlayStation
originally, I
VR,
think?
you can get.
And they
The
went,
Last
oh, there's no way
Guardian
we can do
VR
this.
demo.
And then for
Yeah, seeing a little
PS3, they
footage
went,
here. Sean,
there's no way
do you
this is
think
gonna work.
Trico's feathers are more plush and downy in VR.
Well, I think you can only rub them one way. But yes.
so
flesh-
this
flesh
is
and
just
down.
Last Guardian in
One
VR.
way to call it.
Yeah, there he is,
There, and you'll be able to call it.
our fine feathered friend.
Yeah.
Well, anything in VR is just going to be lower
Something else, it
resolution
really
than,
is.
you know. So
So please make some time during the next couple of days and get in and try this. And then
Yeah.
on December 12th, go home, download it,
home and play it.
enjoy for Christmas.
Nice stocking stuffer there. So that's the Last Guardian VR demo coming out next week.
Right. But wait, there's more.
There is
But
more.
wait.
There is more.
were we a
We
late
like
night
to go back
infomercial
from time
right
to
now?
time and look at some of our classic catalog games that we have because we believe that a great game is always a great game, and sometimes you have to refresh and bring them back. on new
Speaking of
platforms
that,
because sadly you
Xbox
can't
is
go and
actually
buy a
doing quite
PS1
well in that.
and
I applaud it.
so
I mean, I don't
what
have
we
one,
have here
and I don't plan on
is
buying one,
we've
but
taken a game we
you know, they do
delivered,
backwards compatibility really
last
well.
year. We brought
And
Wipeout back,
I respect that.
and now we're going to bring out Wipeout VR.
Yeah, let's check out the trailer.
Oh, bring back Wipeout. Short, to the point.
Now this will be an update that you'll be able to download to your copy of Wipeout, and this will add the VR capabilities to the game you have.
Yeah.
So you have to supply your own air sickness bags. We can't give you any help with that.
Yeah, and the free VR update is coming early 2018, Sean.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
right.
It's on schedule. It's on time.
I think a strong start so far to 2018, and I gotta say, I'm actually really getting fired up about 2018 because I mean we've got Far Cry 5 coming early on in the year. Really excited.
I
for
never
that.
really got
That looks great.
Far
Shadow of the
Cry.
Colossus, which
I kind of want to play the prehistoric one, but I just.
And that's
I
all
just
going to be
never-
playable on the show
all
floor.
playable on the show floor, and Shadow of the Colossus is being played on PlayStation 4 Pro, and wait till you see that.
Yeah.
It is stunning.
Amazing.
But before we get into all the 2018 stuff, because we got some more to talk about there.
We've got a lot of chairs here.
Got a lot of chairs here, so I wanted to revisit what I think is 2017's biggest game. So
Oh,
please welcome
what might that
Herman
be?
Holst from Guerrilla Games.
Yeah, so Sony is one of their bigger franchises, right? It's like, they put a lot into this one. Makes sense. So are we
Ladies
getting
and gentlemen,
Horizon
please
2?
welcome
Or is it
Herman
another
Hulse.
DLC?
I'm wearing a tall neck
We're
tonight.
doing this weird daytime talk show format, I guess.
Sean,
Hey, Herman.
is it? Wow, we have a lot of family.
Yeah, we do. Big family. Yeah.
We love
How are you guys?
Herman, you're looking rested.
You know, taking my time.
Yeah?
I'm here on vacation for 40 hours.
Well, I mean, from my perspective, 2017 has kind of been the year of Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, it's clearly a humongous hit. I mean,
people like
people
it.
have fallen in love with this. It's a tremendously great-looking game on PlayStation 4 Pro or on standard PlayStation 4. Nominations out the wazoo, and you guys just shipped the Frozen Wilds too. I mean, that's one hell of a year.
It's been a fantastic
Is
year.
there-
We worked on this game for
gonna be
7
another
years,
DLC?
and then when you finally get
Do
it
some
in
fixes?
the
Like Witcher
hands of
3?
actually
Witcher 3
you
had
guys,
some serious
and
UI
we
problems
hear
when
about
it
it,
came out.
and we
And
see people
they
being so active.
made things
It's
considerably
just
better.
heartwarming for us.
Yeah, and then you got the Frozen Wilds, which you just put out too. I mean, that's a whole bunch of new content. It's unusual to see an expansion, I think, of that size come out the same year as a title as big as Horizon Zero Dawn.
And you know what? We actually just started working on it the week after we shipped.
Oh, yeah.
Horizon's
So
one of their
there
big
was
winners.
No preparation. There was no time for that at all. There's a good chunk of content that we made in what,
Especially
8, 9
since
months.
there's
It's been a
probably
busy year.
not going to be more
Impressive. So,
Uncharted.
you
We
know,
don't
given
know.
the fact the
That's
game
still
was
in
a
the
huge
air.
hit,
At
what
least
sort of
Nathan Drake,
surprised
there's
you
not going to
most,
be
in
anymore.
terms of the fan reaction?
Wow, there's been so many surprises.
This
on
really
on
is the
this
daytime
project.
talk show.
I would say the just the feedback from the audience. I mean, we've had such amazing responses. We got this. Actually, this is a mail that Sean forwarded on to me from a president of one of the game studios. He had 4 daughters, and he just sent this note that his daughters, young girls, they rearranged the furniture in their home so that they could practice like Aloy, because it was a character that for the first time actually looked like them. And it's these kind of responses, or it's the cosplayers that so many of them, they've come out to the studio, they've kind of become super fans, they invest so much in them, or the sheer amount of time that people spend in the game. Photo mode, some people have spent weeks and weeks just not taking snaps, because it actually borders pretty much professional photography.
It's incredible, yeah.
So it's actually the
Mori,
extent of that kind of feedback that's
This
been
is
most
the
surprising.
Mori.
Well, and it's great to have such a strong female protagonist that has been, loved by the
There-
entire PlayStation
there-
community. We've just
no
created
question
a
it.
whole new,
It's a big break for Ashley Birch, too, right?
a whole new icon for our.
Apparently, she
our
voiced Chun-Li in MVCI.
Beautiful game, one of
Which
my
I felt
absolute
pretty
favorites this year.
confused
Now,
by.
okay, from my selfish perspective, one of the reasons I'm so pleased to see Horizon be such a huge hit is because, well,
Well, it
it's a
makes you
single-player
money.
game. I love
It-
single-player games.
It makes you money.
I mean, I think it's fair to say it seems like people still want them. What do you think?
Are we throwing shade at like
I've answered that question right there.
I'm not quite sure. Are we throwing shade at Battlefront, or are we throwing shade at games as a service? Are we?
I don't really get the debate that much.
Are we throwing shade at
somebody like myself? Sometimes you're
there was an era, all right. They're in the PS3, early PS3, I would say, where they pushed, they just tacked on multiplayer modes into every shooter,
especially
into every
in a
FPS.
world as unique and exotic and interesting as Horizon Zero Dawn, with the characters interesting and unique as Aloy. So
you don't want to be interrupted. You want to be in that magic spell and stay there, and that's why sometimes a single-player game can be the best option.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Herman, you're going to stay with us here tonight, and we're going to have some other folks dropping in. Thank you so much, Herman. Horizon is not the only narrative-based single-player game PlayStation's focused on right now. Anyone interested in a small, handcrafted artisan franchise by the name of God of War?
All right, there we go.
I am.
Okay. Well, in that case, how about we welcome Corey Barlog? He's a creative director at Santa Monica Studio.
Santa Monica's quite old at this point. It got established during... What did it make me? The original Twisted Metal and God of War, I think, also? It made...
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's
please
quite old
welcome
at this
Corey Barlog.
Are we gonna get some answers?
Hey, Corey. All right, Corey.
Oh boy. Corey Barlog, great to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Here.
All right, well, you know what? I'm going to cut to the chase on this one. Can we get a little bit of a status check on God of War? How's that one coming along?
So instead of showing the trailer, we're gonna...
No.
No foreplay, just right to it.
Hey.
It's going really good.
Distributed for the kids.
We are in a final phases right now, doing a lot of play testing. He's very excited.
There's some guy that's
I'm
very excited in the background right now.
But it is, it's a big game.
Damn.
I can't hear you louder.
Some guy is very hyped right now. God of War 3 was... the gameplay was fun, right? But the story kind of ran its course at the end.
You feeling confident, Corey?
Oh, absolutely. I'm feeling very good about things.
That's one of the major
I would love
complaints
to be able
about
to
it.
tell people when we're going to release it, but my dog ate the release date, so I don't have that right now.
Okay.
But I can tell you a little bit more about it.
Give us a release date for the release date.
In fact, this week
That's what
we just
FF7
finished
did.
up, playtest. And
they announced
over
that
the
they were
last,
going to
like, 4 or
have
5 playtests,
the
we've
release
been
date
clocking
at
in.
a
I think the
certain
total
day. It was really
gameplay
weird.
time is somewhere in the arena of 25 to 35 hours.
Whoa.
So
Huge game.
That's big. I mean,
As my
not
life
as big as his game, but I'm,
has
getting
gone
there.
on, when you were
it's
younger,
getting there. I mean, I got to say, I
in
was
high
assuming it was
school,
in the maybe 10, 15, 20
before.
hours.
Yeah, that's
you had
what
a
I
lot
was
of free
telling
time to
people.
play.
And then we sort of accidentally made it a lot.
To play games, so you were, and you didn't have the disposable
Yeah,
income, right?
it's
So you
twice
got to
as big as we expected.
squeeze
That's funny.
those hours out
So,
of those games.
Sean, a question I've been wondering about. Corey obviously has
FF7 was
very
like
unique
70
vision here for
hours.
God
I
of
probably
War.
spent
It is
more
quite a shift
than
from
that
what
in
we've seen from the
FF10.
last, six games.
But these days, don't got time.
Right.
So what was it
a
about
sad
Corey's
thing.
pitch and his vision that sold worldwide studios on this new God of War?
What is his vision?
Well, he said he'd ship in 2018.
And the title was God of War, and it was going to make you a lot of money.
Corey has so much expertise and knowledge and special secret skills, as if he might have sat in some library at some
secret
university and reading all the
skills.
forbidden
Truly.
Norse mythology books they have in the back room.
This is totally true.
And so when he took me through his vision for the game and really taking it to a new place, not only by by the camera,
I can
angle,
show
but
you
type
the
of
world,
storytelling, a more narrative driven and not so like brawler driven kind of game. I thought this is exactly the place where we need to take something like God
I
of
mean,
War.
character action's still alive,
It
but
keeps it true to its roots, yet makes it new all over again.
Japanese character
But
actions
Corey's
generally,
going to
but
take him about
Platinum
20
has an
minutes
almost
to
monopoly on the character action genre
it
at
was
this
exactly
point.
what-
I'm a bit loquacious.
Capcom's
like
making DMC5, which, you know,
Ladies and gentlemen, this
Makes
is the
people
guy
very
who's
happy.
already shipped his game, and this is the guy who's in
Right.
crunch.
He is way more relaxed.
Compare and
right?
contrast.
What are you still doing here, man? You
I
gotta
know,
be.
right?
What's the bug count?
Right. I'm getting texted right now with the bug count.
So Corey, the game is at least bigger than I expected. I can say that based
Me
on what you've
too.
been telling me. It's large. It's large. So, but in a big world like that,
I gotta
how do
say,
you sort of keep
I
the narrative
expected some
focused?
stuff
How do
from
you
this
stay on
show,
track
but
with the player?
this weird
Very,
Maury,
very carefully.
Ellen style talk show was
playtesting
not
honestly
it.
has really helped us a lot.
I don't hate
to
it,
Figure out how we
but-
keep the player focused. And one of the original things I was talking to people about
Gotta
was
get some of those
treating the
juicy
game
details.
like a tour bus, so that you're in this massive world, and we're sort of rewarding the player for being curious, and you can kind of pull the string to get off the tour bus.
It's
which
an
the
over-the-shoulder
tour bus is the
third-person
narrative in the
view.
story.
I
And
mean, it
you
has
can
to be
kinda go
different
look around,
than
check
the
out
older-
the world, but
than
the
the
bus
other
is always a
games.
few steps away, no matter what you do. So it's kind of a fun exploration in the world.
The tour bus.
The tour bus.
I think we
right?
use the analogy of a theme park just around the corner here, Disneyland, for making Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh.
We're a tour bus.
And that really was like a theme park.
It's a theme park.
It's amazing.
So, Corey, since we got you here, I wanted to run through the latest gameplay footage, actually, that we saw at
Well,
Paris from
yeah,
God
that's-
of War.
we're about to
But
see
because
stuff.
we got you here, you can add some context and some information that we maybe didn't have back then.
Oh, good.
So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and roll that.
So
Go ahead and roll that.
I'm going to say something right away. I was talking about playtesting. We were still building the system for the kids' ability to talk in game, the banter system we call it. So Atreus in the game
Yes, the
wasn't
banter
fully
system
talking
that
a lot.
adds
So when we made
banter.
this video, I was dropping the audio in without us having playtested it. So I treat this video a little bit like it was a giant playtest with the world. So we sort of discovered as we sent it out in a playtest
Oh,
that was happening
got
almost
fire
the same time
golems.
this was coming out, that we were like, oh man.
Is
we
there
talked
going to be
too much.
stealth
We
attacks?
need to
This
chill
was
that out. a
my
little bit. So
question.
it was kind of a fantastic realization. This right here.
Because
is
you're not
just-
just
it was
jumping
meant to
around the
give you a little bit
arena
of a glimpse
overhead,
into sort of the
full
moments of
overhead
Mortal
view
Kombat.
slashing everything now.
Previous ones we had focused a little bit on the story and the
How you
tone
doing
of
the
the
third
world.
person
And
view?
this is kind of giving you that sense that we haven't
This
really
is
lost
still
that
character.
pick-up
Yeah,
and
it's
play
still
aspect of
character
God of
action.
War. And all the encounters were really going to allow the player
Moving
to open
backwards
up
like
and
that
use,
is always
their own
goofy
creativity,
looking.
in each of the experiences, using the environment, using other characters against each
Oh.
other. It's very fun.
Okay,
And
so he
this
can
is
point
really
out
just
he can
a-
point
a-
out
a
stuff to you.
area you find in the game when you're around exploring. So this is not even the sort of main critical path.
Oh,
area.
that's interesting. So it's kind of honeycombed with secrets and extra paths.
Honeycomb. That's
Gotta
nice. I
get
like
that
Yeah.
Good.
slight
in the
open
marketing.
It is
world aspect.
absolutely honeycombed.
What do you think it is?
Now, I remember there being something here at the end of this.
Oh yeah. Well, because it was Halloween, right?
Get a jump scare
Scare
in.
the shit out of people.
Anything you can
Gonna
share
get a
about,
jump scare in
about
the trailer.
Cool?
That's the Revenant,
Okay.
one of the characters that we've introduced in the Lost Pages, and those are characters
Like
that
these
are
frost
practitioners
giants.
of faith or magic, and they've been doing it for so long they've kind of lost their humanity and their sort of human form, if you will, possessed by the drug of magic.
The
The
drug
kid-
of magic.
Right.
All right.
And it's
Just
a
say no,
honeycomb.
kids. Just say no.
So we have tour buses, we have honeycomb.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
well, there's like a little camera swivel.
Corey, it's been 6 games. This will actually be the 7th game, I believe, in the God of War series.
I think it's actually, if you can include the mobile,
I was
like on
wondering
Include the
if-
mobile,
yeah,
include the
God of War
PSP
trailer,
game.
man, it's all about that.
That's right. So how do you keep up with fan expectations? I mean, there's a big history with this title.
There really is.
This is probably the
but
biggest
very
change.
tirelessly.
You remember
we were
that time when
constantly
you
getting feedback from our
tacked on that
playtesters,
multiplayer?
paying attention to what people are seeing.
Actually, that was the
when
previous game,
we're
right?
showing
Ascension?
stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty-
This is a labor of love for everybody at Santa Monica. So a lot of people have worked on this franchise from the beginning. We care a tremendous amount about this game. So we hope that you all do as well.
Herman, I mean, you guys shipped this year. Do you have any advice or?
Keep going back to the.
I know. I'm trying to help you.
Right.
Trying to
Look,
help
man,
you.
he's
Sure
trying
that
to
you
get
guys
his ship to the
shipped,
game
you've
so
been
he can
where
get his money.
Where Corey is right now.
Alright,
Do you have
you
any words
gotta-
of wisdom? Any advice?
Yeah,
Lots
get
of
that
coffee.
game out the door.
No, so Corey's now in a place where your peak productivity every hour counts. I really don't know what he's doing here right now. He should be back at the studio.
Yeah, just getting airlifted.
But it's also the most interesting phase in the project where everything kind of falls into place. And I know
Or doesn't.
we're pretty close. Guerrilla Games and Santa Monica Studio. We actually visit each other. We do an exchange program. We have a lot of people that have been on site of this team. And I know that
You're
these
both
guys
like
are in a
Sony
situation now
subsidiary,
where
right?
everything is
So
falling into
yeah, it
place.
makes sense.
It's going to be magical.
That is
I can't
cool.
wait to visit soon.
Because share tech.
Yes. I want to visit you guys too. I never have gotten a chance. Everybody else goes out there.
Invitation is open.
Right.
You're too
All right.
busy.
Finish the game.
Totally going out there. We should crowdfund
Yo.
that.
Did we say that Corey needs to go finish
I
the
think
game?
you
Did we say that?
you speak for a lot of people here. I think we just say that.
Right. We'll just delay the game. I'll go out there.
So push it back.
Corey, I don't know if you got a chance to check out the God of War booth that's actually being built right this minute here at PlayStation.
I have not seen it live in person. I've seen photos and then heard about it over the phone. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to, there's a lot of great photo ops. You'll be able to kind of wear
Actually, I have the
Kratos'
Viking
face
longbow.
paint, be able to don the armor, take photos. But there's a special reward for those who are brave enough to get their head shaven.
Yeah.
Any takers out there?
They have a
Who's daring?
they have a
Oh,
head
wow.
shaving
Okay.
booth.
Okay.
Yo,
Okay,
that's
we're gonna do it now.
what if he's already? What
love
if,
razors. Corey, thank you so much.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna have some other guests dropping by here. On that note, it sounds like some folks here watched the Game Awards last night, right? Okay. We got an awesome new look at Dreams,
Bloodborne 2?
and I thought it might be fun to learn a little bit more about it. What do you think?
Bloodborne 2? Nah, come on, man.
All right,
Show us
well,
more
please
Bloodborne 2.
welcome Shaban Reddy from Media Molecule.
If you guys do that, it's a big get. But nope, we're doing more of this. I'm not opposed to it. You know, if you're a creative type, this could be very interesting. It's a sandbox. Basically, you are the content in this type of game, right? They just give you
Ladies
the
and
tools,
gentlemen,
and you
please welcome
kind of just do what
Siobhan
you
Reddy.
want with it. I'm really not going to talk much during this. My interest,
Hi. I didn't realize
my
that.
interest is
Hello.
kind of minimal.
Oh, hugs.
I made you shake it.
Hello. Good to see you. Hello.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
This is the more relaxing seat.
This is so
It is,
relaxing.
it's lovely.
I
Very
feel
nice.
separate.
Well, we could just
I
go.
feel apart.
This is the stress seat. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll take it on. All right.
Shaban, I gotta ask, I mean, what's Media Molecule been up to lately?
Well, we have just been so busy.
Man,
heads
you
down,
open with
getting
VR
the
and then you
dreams
go to
ready
this.
for everybody.
I don't know
So we're
about
so excited to be here at PSX.
the
and
end. The
sharing
second
our
half of this
projects.
show better be
Um,
amazing.
You know, for us, like we're in a studio. That
No offense
loves
to you, lady.
to,
I just
you know, bring new
have no interest in
experiences,
this game.
innovative new experiences to everybody, and can't wait to see what you're going to do with it.
How would you describe Dreams? I mean, it seems like a game that's kind of hard to describe, if I'm frank.
Well, I mean, so we did make Little Big Planet, and for us, Dreams is our next step into the Play, Create, Share domain. And I mean, in the trailer that we released last night, like the really important thing about that announced our story mode and sort of showed what the story is that we're making. But also the really important thing about that is that everything was made in Dreams. So, you know, create this time is that you can create absolutely anything. You can create games, you can create movies, like all of the characters, the animation, the logic, everything was made in Dreams. And so for us, that's what's a really big differentiator. And then you can share it with the world. So really, it is like that next step on with Play, Create, Share.
Yeah, I feel
Tell us a
like
bit more about
how
what you've
much
seen there
you
in the
enjoy
story mode. I
Little
mean, I think there
Big
was
Planet
like
is
3
directly
different
proportional to how interested
dreams
you
or
are
universes that
That's
we were
using
running.
tools
yeah.
to build
That's
stuff.
cool. So here you have little
Right.
debug. So basically, our story
Playing
mode
other
is,
people's worlds was
three
pretty
interwoven
fun.
stories.
Like especially the really
And,
well
it's
crafted
all
one. Someone
about
made up a
three.
Cross Frontier
Really
one that was
seeing
really
debug.
good
This
in the
is a sort of more
original.
sci-fi theme.
But
And we decided that instead of just sort of going with one type of gameplay, one type of look, we would do the 3. So this is a
if you're
sci-fi,
not into that,
um,
then those
and
games
we also
have
the sort of
very
film
little
noir
value for you.
setting,
because the main plot's
quick
kind of
adventure,
whatever.
and
It's
then
just
the
standard
childhood fantasy,
platformer.
which is kind of classic.
Although they
MMO
really mixed it
Yeah, I
up
think we're
in
seeing
3.
this,
Yeah,
right
here's
now.
the
You got
Yeah.
jetpacks, you got spray
lovely, I
water
mean,
cannons, you
It's so
got
interesting
some
to me to
weird
build
shit.
something like this. I mean,
Oh
They
well,
look so different all of them.
yeah.
yeah. Well, that's sort of the point, because we want to show people the breadth of what can be done with the tools. And you know, this theme here, the mystery theme, is it's absolutely gorgeous. The whole theme is just drop dead stunning.
That's Slender Man.
And for us, like, it was really important sort of to bring in these, you know, painterly looks and sort of the chiseled.
Yeah, your own voice acting, that'd be pretty interesting.
Here we have a map, and so this is sort of how the dream is laid out. And so you'll see that as you play through it, we're beginning here now into Art's dream. So yeah, Art here is the main character. And this is,
he's in a
again,
guitar
in the
case
setting.
coffin.
But yeah, for us it was the idea of like taking these 3 different settings and sort of binding them together into an interwoven narrative for people to experience.
Not to belabor the point, but you've made all of this in the Dreams engine.
That's right. All of it is running real time in Dreams.
Right.
All made in
Someone
Dreams.
Canny Valley.
So that someone could recreate that.
That's right. Yep.
On their own.
Yep. They're all there.
Wow.
I mean, what
Yeah, I
question?
mean that's the exciting thing.
Yeah, I've just always been wondering with this title. I mean, how far sort of does the rabbit hole go when it comes to genres? I mean, can you make like racing games? Can you make RPG?
Yeah.
Wait, are you making games or are you
I mean,
making
And
movies?
I mean, I think
'Cause this
what we learned
seems
from
more
LPP
like,
is give people the tools.
a
and
movie
that
maker. Is this like
for the most extraordinary things? And Dreams is just it's so much.
Will
it's
Big
so
Planet
much
take it
deeper than
further?
anything. So I mean,
You can
for
make
us,
some. You
like,
can make some interesting genre games
we-
with.
you know, we're so excited.
Little Big
because there's
Planet, but
absolutely the sky is the limit. And I think
We'll see if this
actually
lives
start
up
see
to it,
almost
right?
Like a bit of genre bending, you know, different genres coming together, and that's going to be super exciting.
No, it strikes me, Corey. I mean, you know, would there be any benefit to God of War maybe borrowing some of this Dreams technology and would that help you get across the finish line a little quicker?
I would have had a release date today had I had.
That's just
Speaking
take their
of that,
code.
actually, Shaban, do we have a target release time here for Dreams?
So we're releasing 2018.
Great.
Yeah. So we're ready, getting ready.
All right, next year.
I would imagine you need some kind of beta or something to really launch a game like this.
That's right.
Is
yeah,
it
so
actually
we're
gonna have a
do
beta?
Prior to launch, but yeah, we're not announcing.
I don't know,
exact
lady.
dates
I
just
just
yet,
feel like,
but yeah, that will definitely
what's the
happen.
target
We know that
audience
our
for
community
this?
are desperate
But then
to
again,
get-
I didn't know
get
about
it
the
into
target
beta,
audience
so
for
we'll
Little Big
definitely
Planet
do.
either.
And so are your sister studios within the
I just
world.
don't know how many people are going to go out of their way to get
Come on over.
this.
Come on over.
I'm sure
You can get a copy early, right?
Yeah. Well, we'd love to do the Jam, Worldwide Studios Jam. Like,
There
how
you
cool
go.
would that be?
I like
Yeah.
that. I'm in.
I'm in.
Let's
yeah.
do it.
I mean, we're going to
We're
do it.
jamming.
Like, I just think it would be the best.
I'll cover the pizza for that.
All right, thanks, Shaban. You know, we've been doing a lot of talking here tonight. I kind of feel like playing a game, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, what do you
this
guys
is-
think? You want to play a
Oh,
game?
what
Play
are
a
what are
game with
we?
us? Okay.
What are we doing?
Any of you guys have any ideas about a fun game to play with friends?
Where is this leading?
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee?
Yes.
We're going
Yo,
to just sit down
Have
and
you
play
ever played
right here on
Yahtzee?
the stage.
It's literally
I've
100%
got an
RNG.
idea.
Ladders, yeah.
I've got an idea.
It's fun, but it's all RNG.
Overcooked is a brilliant game. No,
Yeah.
we're not going to play Overcooked up here.
Yo, play
We're
me
gonna
Street
play-
Fighter 5.
We've done
Let's
Until
go.
Dawn before in the group setting.
Yes, we're going to play Detroit Become Human.
Oh God, David! Is David Cage gonna magically
Please
appear?
welcome Guillaume from Quantic Dream.
Okay, it's not David Cage. I'm happy. Oh. We're doing another scenario? How many D6 are there? They showed... Alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Guillaume de Fondemiere.
Damn, you have a long name. Is David Cage in a straitjacket? Gotta keep that man.
A lot of people
Gotta keep
here.
them
Yeah, this is
sedated.
going to be exciting. We got the idea from the very first PlayStation experience, by the way, where we fired up Until Dawn.
Yeah,
Great
the
game.
Until Dawn
I'm sure you
demo.
guys
I
have
remember
fun.
that. That was
And had
that went over
everyone
really
cheer
well.
and hoot and holler to decide what actions we should take. But before we do that, we'll do that in just a minute. Guillaume, I wanted to ask, what inspired Detroit Become Human?
Well, as you know, in 2011 we started to work on a tech demo called Kara.
Oh yeah.
And this Android that is getting
Shit,
built.
40 minutes already?
And, when it released in 2012, we showed it as a prototype. Everyone was asking us, what happens to Kara when she goes out into the world? And so David Cage and the team started to work on, what happens when she comes out. And so we imagined this world in about 20 years when human-like androids are really commonplace. So they're everywhere. They've taken on actually most jobs of humans.
Well, this isn't an original idea, right? Westworld, when's Westworld Season 2, guys?
Speak and behave like
my body
beings,
is ready.
They're only machines. They're really at the service of humans. And so in the game, you're going to play as 3 of these androids.
Oh, okay.
Kara,
there's only
course,
3 characters.
Connor,
I mean, there's only 3.
And
I don't know how many have you
very different models. They have their own backstory. They have their own place in society. And as the player,
one of them's the detective. We know one of them's the servant slash slave, and one of them's the freedom fighter.
So
I guess
really
is the leader of one of the leaders of the rebellion, right?
And change the way the story unfolds.
All right, so they showed all 3 main
like
characters.
I love games like this, and the great news is this is playable here this weekend at PlayStation Experience.
Is that a good thing? Really?
But I don't want to wait. Why wait, right?
Why did I do that?
I want it all. I want to open my presents right now. So Guillaume, take your position, please. Guillaume will be playing on PS4 Pro. And here's what's going to happen is all you early bird ticket holders out there, you're going to help Guillaume make decisions in this game. And you're going to do that by making noise.
Right? Oh no! Please don't do that. Is this?
I don't hear you.
I'd rather have like a vote or something for people who have the.
So a little bit of context.
I think
we're
it's
playing
the Telltale
this hostage scene, which is the very first scene in the game.
Whatever.
We're playing as Connor.
Where your viewers can vote.
He's been built to investigate deviant
voting via making noises
that all of a sudden do something
I don't know.
weird.
Whoa, what the hell is happening?
And so we're going into this hostage scene where the house android has taken a little girl hostage. And we're going to try and save the girl. X for Sean, no?
Well, it's Coin Man again. Is this the same one? Oh, it might be a sequence we've seen already, right? Except it's actually playable this time.
Okay, now I'm in control of the character. I can really move him around the way I want.
Oh, there's that.
Left
they
analog
move
stick.
like
With the right analog stick, I can interact.
Photo. Collecting data.
So Connor is very intelligent. Shall I save the fish or not?
What's that?
Too late. Too late.
Oh. Oh yeah, this is a time-sensitive thing because she.
There's no sound.
All right, ma'am. You need to go.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
Captain Al. Are we? Oh, what? You have to do like a quarter circle. Do some Street Fighter moves.
Remember that every action
screw the human
has
beings.
a consequence.
It'd be pretty funny if the whole point of that was to distract you.
So at any moment you can hold R2 and you enter what we call the mind palace of the character.
Got time freeze?
Shows you your objectives.
Oh, okay, so it's like the detective mode for Batman, or there's a bunch of other games.
So here, for instance, I can see that.
Oh, so you can stop time too. Interesting.
Captain Allen, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife.
It's firing at everything that moves. It already shot down.
That's a really cool helmet, dude.
We could easily get it, but they're on the edge of the balcony. If it falls, she falls.
Okay, quick. So I can ask him about the deviant's name, emotional shock.
Has it experienced an emotional shock recently?
People, well, it seems to be working.
I need information to determine the best approach.
Deviant's name, Deviant's behavior,
Tried its deactivation.
Yo, you just want to
First
turn
thing
them
we
off?
tried. Listen, saving that kid is.
I mean, that would have been the first thing
So
they
you deal with
tried,
this
right?
fucking
If
android now.
they had the deactivation
I'll take
code.
care of it.
Wouldn't that be the first thing they tried?
Okay.
Probability. Everything. Yo, wasted time on that fish, man.
Don't know if we said the right thing here, but okay.
Analyze.
So, as Connor, the investigator, I have
Oh?
special abilities. One of his
It's
abilities
detective.
of Connor is that he can analyze evidence, and if you find all the evidence, you can then put them
You're
together.
a super advanced robot. Shouldn't you be able to analyze things super?
And you enter into the reconstruct mode. So you can basically reconstruct what has happened in a recent past. So here, for instance, you can see that someone has taken this wallet here. So the deviant took the father's son.
If there's, well, only one of them, only one of the three is the detective. But I find this
Okay,
detective.
so we have unlocked something
You should just make
here,
a game of that.
apparently, that we
Being a
may
cyborg
use later
detective,
in the game.
and you can solve crimes like
So I'm
that.
going to further investigate this apartment, which is actually fairly large.
Eleanor tried it, but
So here,
the problem
Sorry.
it's by the people who made GTA, so there's still a lot of shoot everybody. And, yeah. I would prefer more of the actual deduction sections.
so there's really nothing you have to do. So dog here.
Let's watch.
Okay, now we know the deviant's name is Daniel. Maybe something that we can use later on. Way up. Good. So at any moment I can press R2 here and see, you know, those little yellow flags? That's an indication of everything that's interactive in the scene. So let's take a look at this person here.
What the hell happened here? Left kidney perforated.
I have a bad controller, that we know now. Okay, and now I can reconstruct
so
and try to
keep
understand
going.
what happened with him.
Oh, time to reconstruct.
And it's really part of the gameplay
Oh,
to
you just
also
turn
play
around,
with the
got-
camera,
Got iced.
try to find clues.
This is kind of creepy, Guillaume.
Oh. Did he have a
Okay, we found something. I've unlocked a new evidence that I'll be able to analyze.
Oh, he was buying it.
Okay, now we understand probably what happened. Deviant was going to be replaced. Didn't like it.
Escalates it to
Whoops. All right, so that is a soft reminder that time is of the essence.
Oh. Oh, he took out a cop too. That's. That's pretty bad. Well, he is a robot, right? So, oh, so the officer shot too.
And here again, I can reconstruct the events, try to understand what happened. I can turn the camera.
Oh, so he shot him first? Oh, hostage witness issue.
And now I found a weapon. Should I take the weapon?
So just spin around the circle. Oh, we're gonna take the weapon? Oh. Well, this is something about conference crowds. You're really bloodthirsty.
Okay, so now I have a 78% probability of success. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, now we need to be quick.
Don't come any closer or I'll jump.
Dude, the back of your feet is like off the edge.
Hi, Daniel. My name is Connor. How do you know my name? I know a lot of things about you.
Oh, that the shot that grazed him exposed the circuitry. Stabilizing.
Ooh, I need to approach slowly.
Oh, you walk forward too fast.
So, what do you want?
They should have just had an iPad with every. They should have had an iPad on every seat. Whoa, he took out more than one person. That's.
He's losing blood. If we don't get him to a hospital, he's going to die.
All humans die eventually. What does it matter if this one dies now?
I'm going to apply a tourniquet.
Don't touch him. Touch him and I kill you.
What should I do?
Okay, so he's glowing. His head's glowing yellow. I guess that's the sign of deviant, I guess.
Are you armed?
Truth alive.
I don't have a gun. You're lying. I know you have a gun. I'm telling you the truth, Daniel.
Yeah, they should just have a tablet or an iPad under each.
Okay, so now we can use what we've unlocked.
And you can You can vote like that, right? Or maybe some kind of stand on the back of the seat. Because yeah, this just shout.
It's good.
What the hell? Who the hell's floating in the pool? What the hell happened here?
Like all the other humans.
What should I do? Quick.
They were going to replace you, and you became upset. That's what happened, right?
I thought I was part of the family. I thought I mattered. But I was just their toy. Something to throw away when you're done with.
What should I do? Quick.
Oh. Does the percentage actually mean anything though? Like, does that mean 4 out of 5 choices at the end? Right? Like, you have to find out exactly what the probability means, or is it just an indicator of your responses are hot or cold? Like your response was good or bad, and that's just like a clue to tell you what the quote unquote successful answer should be.
I can't stand that noise anymore. Tell that helicopter to get out of here.
What should I do?
Oh. Yo, you get to give the SWAT team orders? Alright, you're getting the trust is here. Rational? Well, you know, he's not exactly in a rational state right now. He probably shouldn't use that one. Oh, we're still at 90%, right? Like, does that percentage mean anything?
And I want a car. When I'm
Oh no,
outside the
it's
city, I'll
blue.
let her go.
Okay.
Quick, should we?
Sacrifice self. His head thing is going blue. So is that? Oh no, this is not gonna. Did the girl make it? Oh, I guess she did.
I knew you would say that.
Wasn't it? Was it successful?
Nice job. Nice job. Well done.
You guys should be
There were
very
some people
proud
in the
you
crowd
saved the
really
fish.
into that, and
Gotta
some
save that fish.
not so into
That was
that.
incredibly tense. And I'll tell you, I played that 2 or 3 different times. I didn't even know you could do that. I would always talk them out of it, or, I mean, how many ways are there to solve that situation?
There are many ways, but more than the different endings, and that's true for this scene, but for all the other scenes, everything that you do has a consequence. And so you have to experience it for yourself, because watching someone play and playing it yourself is really totally different. But
It's been an hour, guys, and
really
we've gone
try
through
to
like 3 games.
Give players the possibility to make decisive decisions that are going to impact each of the characters'
I would
fate.
think there's some Street Fighter stuff, but
And it's
Capcom
really
Cup
our
is
most ambitious
tomorrow
project.
and Sunday,
It's the
so we're
most
probably not going to
wrenching
see anything
narrative that
today.
we've ever created.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any Capcom.
and
Supposedly they pushed back the DMC5.
it's also
The
the
rumors
most,
are they
incredible
were going to
game
show
that we've created
DMC5 here,
because we
but they
are
pushed it back.
touching upon certain themes that are, you know, socially relevant.
So I have no idea what the hell they're going to show now.
We think that we're going to touch players on an emotional level and give them the opportunity to experience something really, really different.
Well, you touched me on an emotional level, I can tell you that right now. What about you guys down there?
Touched?
Yep. Touched.
Wow. Intense.
She says, while looking really uncomfortable.
I need to know.
So David Cage says 2,000. I counted them. It's slightly more.
Yeah, slightly more. There's a lot more, probably.
Yeah. Well, we are at the end of the development, obviously, and yeah, we have thousands of story permutations that we're going through. It's hell.
So wait, you have been working on this for 7 years, and you said you were working on yours for how long were you working on yours?
Pretty much, yeah.
Seven?
I mean, that's the
Seriously,
magic
I'm
number.
5
It's the
years,
magic number.
less than 5 years.
We'll be
I worked
thinking
for
about
extra
the
2
game.
years,
We're
too.
thinking about the game for 3 years, then we start developing.
Oh, there you go. So 10.
But it's necessary.
Everybody's just trying to top me. That's cool.
Finish the game, Corey.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to. Now I want to take an additional 2 to 3 years.
Do I have more time?
No, I'm just kidding. 2 years is fine. Yeah.
Great job, everybody. You saved the hostage. That was Detroit
And the
Become
fish.
Human. Play it this weekend.
Wait, is that it?
Play that.
Fish.
Get a totally different experience. Who knows?
Please don't
That is
tell me
coming
that
out
was
next
it.
year,
That
right?
would,
Next
that
year on
would make me
PS4?
very
It is
sad.
coming out next year in spring.
I am buying that. Ooh. Oh my.
Oh, Guillaume, you just laid it right out there.
Exclusive. Okay. Well, very cool. Very cool. Good stuff so far. But I gotta say, who wants to see some trailers? You want to see some new
All
game
right,
trailers?
now we go Trailer City.
Let's see some new game trailers. Roll
Next
it.
stop, Trailer City. Annapurna? Oh, just
So what is this? Like, hole simulator?
It's kind of cool. You put trash
We
in
got
the
two
hole and it
raccoons.
gets bigger.
You know what would be cool? If it actually ran at
like
60
reverse
frames
column
per
work.
second.
Dude, it does. Look at the screen.
Does it have a platinum trophy?
I don't know.
All right, there. This is, I respect.
So,
this.
like, what's the point of the game?
There's puzzles. If you collect the kiln, the hole catches on fire.
Oh, sick. This game has up dog, right?
What's up, dog? What's up, dog? Seriously, what's up, dog?
Alright, that's pretty original. It's like reverse Katamari. Donut Country. County? Donut County. Alright, that looks like a good time. No, it's Katamari-esque. This is more urgent. Tigertron. Images reform. Oh, it's a VR game. This is Asbu? Visuals are really good. Giant ass blue whale. Everything's underwater. Look what global warming has wrought. Jupiter and Mars. Wicked Witch. Are these logos are... Oh, DBZ? DBZ? No! It's cross tag battle. The one that I don't care. Is it just what they showed at EVO? Oh, get ready for an English. Oh my god, you can see the pixels on the, not Valkenheim, what's his name? Starts with a W. Why Blaze Blue though? Well, I guess it's the biggest franchise out of the two.
Hang on just a minute.
Oh, it's yes, it's literally the same trailer. It's just Ruby Rose. – 2018. I'm worried about that because Arc System Works. They're working on a lot right now. I hope they don't bite off more than they can chew. What do they got? Soul Calibur. Why young Mitsurugi though? How is this a prequel?
Next time, fight
look,
like you mean it.
No facial
I
hair.
am ready to fight you.
God, that English voice acting is as bad as ever. I hope the announcer is just as nonsensical as it was before. The announcer always just says randomly dramatic shit. Like, that doesn't mean anything. Dramatic.
Oh gods, guide me.
Oh, they only show 2 characters? Do we still have a meter system? I don't think that went over very well in the previous one. Super loud. No, it's not that. Alright, we see some stuff. 2018 this year too? I mean, well, next year? Ugh. Just pushing them out. Oh, Monster Hunter World, let's go. I think. What? I mean, it looks.
The
Yeah.
map means the Elder Crossing is upon us again.
Supposedly they don't ever speak English. It's in Monster Hunter they have their own.
Just wait till we're finished.
Wait,
Soon,
no,
I hope.
this is Dragon's Dogma.
Fleet always delivers.
Wait, no, this is Monster Hunter, I think.
It's up to you.
Yeah, look at the look. Okay, no, you're looking at the art style. It's Monster
Hunter.
Hunter.
On how well you do that. We can do this.
I think. I'm very confused. Are we having actual
It's an
characters?
ecological marvel. One that easily dwarfs any I have ever seen.
Okay, that's some Monster Hunter monster shit, right? Yeah, look at the weapons. Oh, that's so smooth. Are they actually gonna have specific characters though? They've never been known for their.
Though we have learned much, what we have are mere facts, and not a single clue to what truth they add up to.
Use everything at your disposal. I want eyes everywhere. Fight hard and stay smart.
Yeah, supposedly in all the previous ones, they speak their own gibberish language, whatever. The fact that they're dubbing this in English is kind of a sign it's like a reboot of the series, kind of.
If you two feel so compelled, then we will cross paths again.
They're trying to put an actual story into this.
What have we here?
We're trying to inject plot into. Oh, Mega Man 11. We know. Got he gets a Mega Buster. He gets a Mega. Oh, it plays the song. Oh, it plays the music. That's pretty. Huh? Very. Not very much, frankly. I am confused.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andrew House and Mark Cerny.
Oh, continue the talk show.
Wow, a lot of people.
Yep.
So, Andy, you've been at the heart of PlayStation for over 20 years now, and
he named the company after himself.
The last few months, is there
Damn.
a little you can tell everyone about that?
Sure. You know, in essence, I have been with PlayStation since the start. And I've been through some good times and some not so good times. And I think right now the business is probably in the best shape. Our platform, our games.
Not sure about that. PS2 era was pretty strong.
Thank you. I hope you guys agree.
PS2 era was pretty strong.
And with that, and having finally achieved the creation of Sony Interactive Entertainment, bringing all of our company together under one roof.
That's some
and
internal
then on
shit.
top
I'm
of
not
that,
sure
having,
the average
being with
user
the same
knows
company
anything
for
about.
27 years, 14 of those years working in Japan. It just felt like the right time to hand a great thing to the next generation.
Nice watch, dude.
And for me to just go and find one more adventure.
Oh? What's going on here?
Yeah, the tribute at the Game Awards last night was definitely very emotional.
Yeah.
And so tonight we have a special guest who also wants to celebrate your impact on gaming. But before that, let's roll video.
Once there was an explosion.
All right, what do we got? Bloodborne 2? Show me Bloodborne 2.
Once there was an explosion.
Oh no, Death Stranding.
Spinning in that space.
Truth be told, I'm not super excited for this.
There was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Is it just gonna be the same trailer? Well, it'll be new to me because I don't. I didn't watch the trailer yet, so. It'd be cool if they did a 2-part trailer, right? They do one at the Game Awards and one here. What the hell is that raincoat? Oh, what's going on? Whoa. What the hell happened to the... Okay, so they're not glowing. Is this helmet glowing? No, it's just orange.
Shit, they're here. I can't get you out!
Oh, whoa. Aging before our eyes. What the hell is going on? That's not worth it. I'm pretty sure everyone's very confused right now. Is something crawling around? Is this trailer designed to confuse you?
Surrounded.
Are you carrying a baby? There are no answers to be good. Okay, some invisible monster. Right here. A giant colossus, Cthulhu monster. Underwater monster. The bridges. Where's the bridges? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this trailer was designed to confuse people. Oh god. That baby gave you the thumbs up. I guess this game's gonna be okay. We cut to the 5 figures in the air. Off in the distance.
Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion. An explosion that will be our last.
Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, apparently there was an interview with Mads Mikkelsen. He goes, "Yeah, I read the whole script, and I don't understand any of it." Did they change the logo? Get more stuff?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hideo Kojima.
Oh, we're gonna get the interview now? Hey, this guy walking around with the camera. He's gotta come out with the apparatus. Come out strapped with the with that weird robot arm. People love this guy.
So that trailer is a little strange, but the strangest thing is that after you played the game for 4 or 5 hours, all of that starts to make sense.
Really.
So, Andy, I know you and Kojima-san have a long history together. How did you meet?
We met under the worst of all possible circumstances. It was E3. I was responsible for running the show, and I was hosting an event, and I got a call on my cell phone saying, Kojima-san's code has just been stolen by a fan from the booth, and you have to go tell him.
I'm assuming that device is going to play a big
went
role
out
in
into
the
the
game.
night. We had tracked
And the
him
baby.
down to a restaurant, and we called him outside, and on the sidewalk in LA told him that his precious code had been stolen, and we had no idea where it was. And I remember the looks on people's faces as some guy, short guy, was bowing deeply on the sidewalk in LA to apologize for what had just happened. Anyway, the relationship could only go in one direction from there, which was obviously up. So I'm pleased.
Just gonna let this guy do whatever he wants.
MGS
5 got pushed out by Konami because, well, Kojima has this tendency to take a lot of time and resources when making his games. I mean, they come out really high quality because
we were eating at Paris, and for no reason, for no apparent reason,
someone
Andy
needs
comes
to
out of
make
nowhere
sure
and
he
approaches,
finishes this game
and
on
then
time.
he does the news and he starts to apologize deeply. I remember that.
And Kojima-san's face just went white as a sheet. I've never felt so bad in my life.
忘れられないですよね、あれ。はい。
まさに。
その前からアンディさんとは結構
Does he need to speak
会議
inside
と
a
か
mic? I mean,
会ってましたけど、
make
ま
the
あ
translator
時
say
に
it out loud, right?
まあこうなんていうかこうすごく近くに感じた時そうです。
It's hard to forget that. I mean, before that, I've been with Andy in meetings and whatnot, but that was the first time that I really remember, closing the distance with Andy.
So, Death Stranding. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came together?
ですね、先ほどトレーラー出てましたけど、あれは実機で動いてます。プレイステーションプロで 4K です。はい。
So you just saw the trailer. That is all working in real time in a PlayStation 4 Pro.
で後半ノーマンがこう水中みたいなとこ漂っての中に入ってきますよね。あそこはプレイヤブルです。
And also in the latter half of the trailer, you see Norman in like water, kind of swimming, going to his own body. That's playable.
Wow.
Wow.
So how did Death Stranding come together? We can skip that. So maybe the world knows. So what are some of your favorite memories together?
まあ食事を一緒によくしてます。ずっと前から。
We often go and grab lunch or dinner together.
で大体仕事の話は我々しませんので。
And we barely ever talk about work.
大体70年代、80年代の、テレビドラマ、これは主にアメリカ、ヨーロッパとか、そういうのをすごく。
We mainly talk about 70s, 80s TV shows, mainly American or European TV shows.
Okay, so Kojima-san is being very modest here, because he will take on pop culture trivia in the US and Japan, 70s, 80s, and he will kick your ass. He's just an encyclopedia. I would also add that I think the most fun time most recently was sort of building a different form of relationship and seeing at first hand the sort of rebirth of Kojima Productions and having Sony be part
Yeah, I
of
didn't
that
know
has
they
been
changed their logo.
Really, really
well, it makes sense because they're not doing Metal Gear anymore, so no more Fox.
まあ独立するときにですね、まあいろんなところからオファーがありました。
So when I became independent, I was fortunate enough to receive offers from many different people.
で
Hope you know what you're getting into, Sony. PT looked really good. It's a pity.
So I had this many offers, but I wanted to keep my freedom to create exactly what I wanted. So I wanted to work with someone that understood me.
Saw that police knock stuff. Can anyone understand?
Well, I met with Andy, and I told him, you know, this is kind of what I want to do.
普通は、役員室で何十人もいるところでピッチというのを散々やるわけですよ。こういうものをこういう狙いでこんだけ売り上げがあってこんだけで作りますっていうのをしないといけないんですけども。
So normally what you would do after this point is you go into executive meetings and you do a pitch of this is kind of the expected revenue, this is exactly what I'm planning.
Give him your pitch,
what
man.
Kind of target
no,
audience
I'm going to put Norman Reedus with a robot arm and a baby. We're gonna get Mads Mikkelsen too. That guy doesn't come cheap, probably. He's very famous.
I remember at that point I
He's
just told
very
him
famous in his home.
2-3 minutes about what I wanted to do. I just told him I didn't have any document, and he just said, "Yeah, okay."
Yo, you should probably be more responsible with what you're putting the rubber stamp on, dude.
信頼関係もあるので、それで今回のデス・ストランディングができたと。アンディさんがいなければこれはなかった。生まれなかったものです。これもこの赤ちゃんも
It's the mystery of the thing, right? Because all the trailers, all these elements are just there to make you go, what the hell is going on? I must know more.
None of this, what you saw would have been created. None of the baby giving the thumbs up would have been possible.
We need that baby with the thumbs up, man. That's GIF and meme material for the next decade, probably.
I think maybe a shout out to Herman and Guerrilla Games for Decima. Is in order.
All right. So whoever's howling the camera is shaking a little.
Questions? Any final thoughts? We've run. I know we needed more cards.
I think we need I think we throw it. I think we're gotta move this up, man. You can't see me, but I'm tapping my watch right now. Go and spend half an hour on Death Stranding.
So well, going lunch with Andy last year, I think it was in January.
で企画は考えてたんですけども、テクノロジーが全くないので、エンジンもツールもないので、まあその時は事務所もなかったです。
I already had a good idea of what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the technology with me. I didn't have, I didn't even have an office at that time.
その時まあ、
this man gave me the tech.
マークさんに相談しました。
This is where this is going.
I also thought of Mark and discussed with Mark.
でマークさんと1月世界中のスタジオを回って、そこでヘルマンさんと出会って、今のデシマエンジンがあると。
And well, went on a tour through all the studios in the world with Mark, and at that point I met with Herman, and well, that's what led to today.
これもよくいろんなところで喋ってますけども、いろんなスタジオを回ってプレゼンテーションを受けました。エンジンはこうだよとか、ツールはこうですよとかっていうのを受けました。
This is something I often mention, but in that tour I went through different studios, and I got a presentation of what kind of engine each studio was using, what were the characteristics of each one.
もう僕らもう何もなかったんで、その時4人ぐらいで仮事務所だったんですけども、すごく皆さん優しくしていただきました。
At that point, I had nothing.
Speed it up, guys. There's so much more to show. I need to see something about Ghost of Tsushima.
Rented office space, but everyone was really, really kind with us.
でゲリラの皆さんはプレゼンテーション終わって、で帰ろうとした時に一つの
I gotta know more about Bloodborne too. Don't leave me hanging here. That's your ace.
Made their presentation showing us their
or maybe
engine,
there's just not
when we were about to leave, they just give us a small wooden box.
箱を開けるとそこにまあゲリラのエンジンのソースコードが全部入ったものが入ってた。
They just give you their
when we opened the box, there was the whole source code of Guerrilla's engine.
で契約書も何も交わしてません。とにかく小島さんこれ持って帰ってくれと言われて、もうそこでもう泣きそうになって、もうこことゲームを作りたいってその時思いました。マークさんも同席されてたと思いますけど。
Alright.
It should be noted that at this point we had no contract, nothing, no boundaries, and they were just like, yeah, go ahead, please use our engine. This almost brought me down to tears.
Just gave
at that point I made a decision. Okay, this is the people I want to work with. This is
the generosity.
デス・ストランディングっていうゲームのテーマは つながりなんですよね。ストランドというか。
The theme of this, the theme, sorry, the theme of Death Stranding is connections.
で、
Strands.
最初にアンディさんとソニーさんとのつながりがあって、マークさんとのつながりがあって、ヘルマンさんのつながりがあって、皆さんとのつながりがあって、今ここにデス・ストランディングが紹介できるっていうのは非常に嬉しく思います。ありがとうございます。
It started with a connection with me and Andy that led to a connection with Mark and that led to a connection with
they're stranded?
Guerrilla Games and that led to a connection with all the people in here and that all those connections led to having Death Stranding here today. So
that's the metaphor. That's the stranding metaphor. All right, man. Let's get this. I just noticed none of the people who came up on stage have gotten off. They've just been sitting there. Oh, where are we going now? What?
Fun night, huh? You know, just get some old friends together. You know, just hang out.
What,
you know,
what was the point of that?
Getting to be holiday times. I love spending time with friends and family. You know, and I count a lot of you among that. I mean, it's seriously, it's like a game development super group is stacked up on here.
All right,
just one huge name after
just show
another.
us some more.
Thank you so much for all of you.
Is that it? No way, that's it. Please don't do this.
It would be incredible. What kind of game would we make if we made a game together? That's what I want.
It's only been an hour and a half.
Big Death Stranding in dreams.
You gotta
and it would ship in
put Norman
and
Reedus.
I still would not understand it.
There would be a story.
Yes, indeed, there'd be a great
story. That you'll understand.
Yo, you get the baby, dream baby.
It would come in under budget.
Thumbs up.
Well under budget.
Well,
I'm sure.
And early, like all those things, all the things that happen.
That seriously is in your dreams.
Anyway, PlayStation Experience is just such a special time, and we have an incredible weekend lined up for everybody here. We've got all those big panels I was talking about earlier. Naughty Dog's bringing it. Sucker Punch is bringing it. Media Molecules
they're
bringing
gonna show the Spider-Man.
And of course, tons and tons and tons
Maybe
of
those people don't want to
PS4
show their
and
own stuff on
PSVR
here, but this is
lots of stuff to play. I mean, Far Cry
Sorry,
5
guys,
is on top of my list. You'll be able to play Firewall Zero Hour. That's the new PlayStation VR game we announced earlier.
You know,
Shadow of the Colossus, seriously, it's the third time I've said it, I know.
Just really focused on Death
It's going to make your eyes pop out of your head. And then don't forget, we've got Capcom Cup on Sunday as well. That's gonna be a lot of fun
I'm very excited for that.
That's going to be right here. I truly think it is our biggest PlayStation experience yet, and I hope you all agree when you get out there on the show floor tomorrow. Before we wrap up, though, Sean.
Oh no, we are approaching the end.
Way down here, all by myself on the stage.
Way down there. That's right. That's right. There's this this thing with this shirt. You know, I see it kind of peeking out there.
I was expecting megatons, and I didn't
What's
get
the deal with that?
Oh, are we about to reveal? Is this world premiere?
So we kind of
Sean Layden's shirt world
sort of
premiere
happened by accident, and that I would wear a shirt on stage at PSX, which would give an indication of kind of games to come in the future, things I want to see happen. There was the infamous Crash Bandicoot T-shirt experience, but it led our friends and partners at Activision to bring out Crash Bandicoot again, which is one of the biggest, one of our most successful titles this year. We've done that with
and that game was super hard
done
because
with
it was
Wipeout,
designed
and
with
Wipeout VR coming.
like 2000, year 2000 design
And
mechanics.
So this,
I don't think you don't get a double jump in that game. You better be okay with it. What is this?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I don't exactly recognize it.
Is this?
Can you tell us anything about this?
Medieval.
Can you tell us?
Is it actually medieval?
It says Sir Dan.
Is medieval actually coming back? Yo, am I gonna walk around as a skeleton Force Lightning people?
A lot of feedback about the title Medieval. It's a really important title in my personal journey. In my
get new prep. Are we gonna get new prep too? We gonna get a new Brave Spencer Musashi.
Like to bring it back
this
on
is
PlayStation 4. We think Sir Daniel needs one more resurrection, and this is the time to do it.
That's obscure, man.
Thank everyone for sending their suggestions to me. Serendipitously, I'd already had this one baking in the oven, and then I saw all the pressure coming in, so I thought this was a great time to bring it out and to talk about it.
And now you released the
pressure. Should we roll the video?
You guys want to see a video?
Is there actually a video about this? All right. I might take it all back.
Let's do that.
Depending. I mean, not to say this Medieval was never really AAA.
Finally, you can prove yourself as warrior. Greetings.
the hell's with that accent? Wait, is that it? No, don't do this. Oh no, it's a remaster. Okay, I thought it was a new game. Oh, come on, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Alright.
Don't do
There
this
you go.
to me, guys.
Medieval's coming to PS4. That's awesome.
One more thing. This shirt will
It's
also
just
be
a
available
remaster.
in the PS Store for the next 2 days at PlayStation Experience. And all proceeds from the sale of the Sir Daniel Resurrection shirt will go to Able Gamers. So,
Alright, for charity, we'll do
please,
something.
everybody, grab one of these shirts over the next 2 days.
Fantastic stuff. So, hey, I want to thank all of our panelists. Thanks to all of you. It's been
really
an
it?
honor. This is an incredible bunch. You guys have been great. We have an incredible weekend planned for all of you. Coming up next is Greg Miller with Kinda Funny. We're going to take a very short intermission, but we're just getting started, so stay with us.
Be sure to stick around.
Wait, there's an intermission in your press conference?
You are a warrior. You trained your whole life for this.
Oh, we're doing Battlefront 2 after the fiasco. Oh, Destiny. Gotta do the baby, man. Gotta give him the thumbs up. No, please, no. Oh, after 15? Ooh, pick the music for this.
Wait, listen. It was all his idea. He wanted me.
VR Last Guardian? What did they actually announce? I guess Medieval Remaster. Last Guardian VR. You know, everybody's golf? Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2? Kinda Funny, it's Greg Miller. I'm confused. Does this count as part of this press conference, or I don't know what's going on. Are people getting up?
Rated RP to M.
So, Gary, we're looking for someone who's cool under pressure. A quick thinker. Someone who won't back down from a big challenge. Does that sound like you, Gary?
Yeah.
PlayStation, the best place to play.
PlayStation.
Rated R.
There's a reason you're here. It's in your blood.
Alright, I'm gonna stick with this for a bit before
There's a reason you're here. It's in your blood.
I'm gonna mute it while it plays ads. I will ask people what the hell what's going on. Oh. I guess that's it. Huh. Alright, well, I guess I can edit out the intermission later, but there's nothing, hold up. I'm not sure where this is going. I'll probably just mute it till, oh, no. Okay, okay, it is still going on then. Alright, too early to run away.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Greg
Miller. Alright, so there's, wow, you had to make you made your conference so long, you need the intermission in the middle.
Hello, PSX, how are you? What's up, everybody?
Okay, dude, it's like 12:30, man. You can't expect people to.
You've been sitting a long time. Everybody, get up. Let's do some of this, a little bit of this. I'm looking right at you. I'm not, sir. You.
Can't expect people to be energetic.
Thank you. That's all I needed. My name's Greg Miller. I work for a website called kindafunny.com.
Oh.
But I think on the occasion, I'm feeling a bit nostalgic. Beyond! My kind of people. This is PSX. This is my favorite show of the year. This is, of course, the 4th PSX, the 4th one I've been at, and the 4th one I've been lucky enough to be at and have a panel. Now, usually, I come here and I do a podcast. I've done Podcast Beyond. I've done the Kind of Funny Games Cast. I've done PS I Love You XOXO. And this year, I thought maybe I would do Kind of Funny Games Daily. Maybe we'd do the Games Cast instead. But it finally dawned on me. I emailed PlayStation. I said, hey, could I get Sean or Shu, sit them down and do an interview with them? I'd love to do that. And I expected them to say no. Instead, they hit me up and said, would you like to do it, both of them, on the kickoff night? And I said, okay, sure, that sounds like a great idea. So we have 15 minutes to talk to these gentlemen about their careers, about the stuff we really care about, like where all the games are, and all that other jazz. So are you ready for that? PSX, please welcome back to the stage, Sean Layden.
Is it time for more nothing?
Right. Sean, can't believe you didn't tell me about the shirt backstage.
I hope that intermission was on the schedule.
Yes,
because
I mean,
if I was in the audience, I would have been super confused.
No,
Some
the
people
couch
might
portion of the
just
programming is over.
Oh, is that over
No,
now?
we're done with that
All right.
No. Sean?
Dude, either zip up
It's
that.
PSX.
It is.
You've been
that
on the stage a
jacket
long
or
time
unzip it.
already talking.
Then
Great stuff, by the way.
Thank
Really
you.
good content, good reveals.
quarter zipped
No
up.
one's asked you
It's really
the
bothering
hard-hitting
me
questions.
right now.
Right. And I reckon that's not going to be you either.
No, please. you know how I am. You know who I am. Let's start at the top of the list.
Okay, fire away.
When will we be able to change our PlayStation Network name?
Wait, what? Oh, are we finally doing this?
The elves back at the North Pole have been working on that for quite some time.
I've noticed, yes, many PSXs I've talked to
is
people,
like
and
the
they're always
biggest
working
mess.
on it very hard.
It's a large piece of work.
Yeah.
And it's more complex than I think we. Hey! What, are you a coder? You want to come solve this problem?
Wait, what's going on?
Let me put it this way. I hope we'll
I
see
think
events
freaking
occur
out,
that you
or
don't
is
have
it-
to ask
is
me
it
that question
actually
next
this
PSX.
Okay. I thank you for that answer. And that's the thing. 2017, a crazy year for games.
Oh gosh, yes.
I feel like it's been a crazy year for developers and publishers.
Yes.
Of finally waking up to the fact that in the YouTube, Twitter, social space world, you can just be honest with people. You can have these conversations, right?
Okay, I'm not
saying
sure.
something is better than saying nothing.
Big
Telling people,
corporations
hey, we're working
shouldn't
on
be
it,
saying
we're
stuff
trying.
like that.
That's better than just going quiet.
Correct.
Because the next time you don't do that,
there's some things we
it's
we
going to
just can't
seem
speak
really
about in detail.
hypocritical.
But I think
and
every
as a
question
big
deserves
company,
an
sometimes
answer,
the
even if
answer is to
I
say
can't
nothing.
Answer it.
You know, and not to be open.
So now,
there's some things you
everybody
shouldn't
knows
be
you.
open.
You're in charge. You're the big man on campus.
And
well, they made me sit at the end of the sofa row.
Yeah, I know, that was weird, right? That didn't seem very respectful.
Hi,
for somebody
Andy.
that in charge. Yeah, okay. You've been in the position now since 2014.
Yes.
We're
President
piling
of the
really
sales and
hard.
marketing
We're
company
piling
here since
still
2014 and
really
chairman of the studio since last year. Only getting one paycheck.
Oh.
Andy.
Well, Andy's on the way out. You got to start figuring out who comes up next. But,
wow, you went there.
Well, it's true. Everyone knows the facts. Here's my question about that.
Yes.
Have you adjusted to the role? Because you are now in a position where you say anything, and it gets picked up as, this is Bible truth, the headline says, Sony says this.
Well, the great thing about being the CEO of the publishing business and being the chairman of the studios is that, crazily enough, the head of marketing and the head of development, they always agree now. We don't have any of those, problem. No, it's a privilege, honestly, to be back in Worldwide Studios, where I began my career back in 1996. And
a while ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
Real
man,
quick,
I'm old.
Go
I
crazy
remember
if you were born
1996.
after 1996. We are old men. We are old men, Sean.
Yeah. Anyone born in the Eisenhower administration?
I don't. Eisenhower
my people.
was a long time ago.
Is that power, that position, did it take you a while to wrap your head around, like what that meant?
Yeah, it really is.
Why
a
are
team
we interviewing the
effort,
CEO
right?
of Sony?
The days of building a game by oneself, unless you're publishing on.
All right,
say,
whoever's
Android or iOS,
manning
those
this
days are
camera
over. And it's your ability to pull teams together and get them focused in the right
shaking
direction.
it up
Look at
right now.
Some games will have 150 or 200 people on it at peak, and that cannot just be driven by one megalomaniac. It needs a whole team around it. The same goes for sales and marketing and publishing. I see my role as not necessarily, picking the target and leading the charge every time, but really to create an environment where people can become successful, where people can get involved with the process. It's like distributed computing, right? I need the brain power of everybody that I work with in order to get the job done.
So now I think probably the second big question then for PlayStation at this PSX. Are you going to take any of that computing power and put it behind giving release dates to the video games? Because I'm getting sick of 2018, and we're not even there yet.
I think we talked about The Last Guardian earlier, right? And we can create a rod for our own back if we come out with a date a date that's not secure enough too early.
Sure.
Because we end up moving dates out, and a lot of times people can understand why that may occur. It's just not a great place to be. You get all excited and they tell you, I'm sorry, did I say Christmas was December 25th? It's actually July 9th. What? That was Christmas. What happened to that? So you can't move those kind of things out. I think we're trying to get in a place where as soon as we get a solid feeling, we are going to express that. But would you rather us just not show the game until that moment, or do you still want to see the game earlier?
Well, do you want to see it not or earlier? See, because I just feel like,
Hey,
God of War.
Don't put
I'm
your
sold
shoes
on
on the couch,
First trailer,
man. That's
done.
disgusting.
You know what I need to see more. Spider-Man, we all know Brian at Insomniac, he is not going to ever put a release date on this. Because he just likes to tease you. You follow this guy on Twitter, he's terrible. Every weekend, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to play Spider-Man in my house.
Who is this guy?
Ooh, I don't like you. You got to put pressure on some of these people at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I know. We just hate to put a date out there and then keep changing it, or having it be a moving target. Or having to come back and say, oh, that wasn't the date, and we're going to move it again. I mean, there are other things that impact that as well. If you put something on a pre-sale on the store on a certain date, if you move the date, you have to refund all of those pre-sales because the date has moved out of a certain window. So there's a lot of complexity.
Oh yeah, I got my freaking Kingdom Hearts 3 pre-order from Target
I
canceled because I didn't respond to their email in time, which made me pretty angry.
You're confident enough in that part. You have a strong feeling about that part.
Yes, because if it doesn't, then I go old Negan on my people.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh,
all right. So, speaking of which, is Quantic Dream in trouble? Because I don't think they were supposed to say spring when they said spring earlier.
No, they're fine.
Okay, they're fine. Okay, they're fine. They have a strong feeling as well. Okay, just fine.
They're fine. They're in there for spring. You know when spring is in Australia.
What? When is that?
All right, man.
So then, talk to me about this PSX.
Your chair seems higher than mine.
It's on purpose. Talk to me about this PSX.
These are my chairs.
Just don't think too hard about it. Just remember there's a thing about authority, and if somebody's authoritative and higher, you need to answer the questions honestly and get out there.
All right. Yes, your question.
About this PSX, it's a different PSX. This is a different opening ceremony, right? It's very clearly not a keynote. It's not a press conference. Nobody say that. We're not supposed to say it. Like,
I like it better this way, actually.
Do you guys like this?
Oh.
If I'm being 100% honest.
Just show us some.
One guy's like, no!
Just show us some.
There's a door.
Show some more stuff. Yo, damn, we're just throwing them out.
We a lot of our late year announces and premieres and world exclusives and all of that kind of stuff went into Paris Game Week. We had it all timed together like.
Sure. I'm glad they didn't say the word exclusive a million times.
It was very important because you all have PlayStation cousins living in Europe, and they're heavy gamers just like all of you are, and so we want to bring new stuff hot baking right out of the oven to them as well. And it just didn't give us a whole lot for this show, so we talked about what should we do here, and we thought maybe we kind of turn this into more of a dialogue or to meet the developers and the studio chiefs behind the games.
Yeah.
To get Corey to come out here and
probably should have said this stuff in the beginning of the conference,
for you guys to get to know who the people are that make it.
Know where to set our expectations, because I just went. Why am I in a talk show?
I make my living on just talking. So yeah, that's all great.
And a good living it is.
Thank you. Patreon.com/kindafunny. I'm sorry about the changes. I don't know what they're thinking. We'll talk about it later. Was that an educated decision moving forward? Because I feel like I love PSX. I've said that, and I'm not just saying it. You know what I mean? Like, it's my favorite show because it's a lot like Kinda Funny Live. You look to the left, you look to the right. You can talk to anyone here, and you're all into the same thing. PlayStation. That's why you're here. It's why it's great.
Right.
A few people like that. Do you think that what you're doing here, having this open dialogue, the way you're running PSX, making it more of an experience on the floor, because I walked the show floor with Shuhei earlier today, guys. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that a move to redefine or at least reestablish what you think?
Yeah, I didn't know who this guy. I had to Google it. Apparently he has
a lot in the way that I thought PlayStation 4's
what.
launch, which has obviously been such a huge success, was so strong. The February event was so strong because it was you guys coming out and being like, all right, no cell processor, this is the box, it runs awesome games, let's talk about games. Games.
Yes.
And then it was, we rolled into E3 and there was a great video of Adam Boyes and Shuhei Yoshida talking about how they share videos. And it was like, they get it, they're there, this is PlayStation. Then PSX happened, and it was like this great ball of momentum. And then we saw a shift with E3s recently, where it was, all right, Shu's not going to come out. You're barely going to come out. It's just going to be trailers, and that's how we're going to run it. And it felt like, ooh, are we going back to a PlayStation 3 era PlayStation that wants to be more behind the scenes, or?
No, I'm not sure what you mean by behind the scenes, but I think we found that we have this great opportunity every year now with PSX to have this kind of, let's get by the fireside up close and personal, and let's speak our truths and tell our stories. And I think E3, it's a trade show.
Yeah.
That's what it is, it's a trade show. And we have such great content lined up for that. I really felt, why would I don't need to come up and say, on the next scene you're going to see, Bob is having a little trouble with
last
his
PSX,
son,
it was like wall-to-wall games.
Kill an alligator.
I prefer that, obviously, right? Anybody who prefers
that game in development?
content. I'll be curious if they take a poll.
Having so many problems
how many
with my
people
son.
enjoy.
It's because of the alligator.
Let's go, boy.
What type of show?
So, are we shouting out greatest hits?
I think they yelled out karaoke. I don't understand.
Play.
So I think this is what PlayStation Experience is trying to be, is to be that real connected, engaged a moment. For the next couple of days, not only will we go on the floor and you're going to be able to see some great gameplay and there'll be a lot of demos there as well, but there's a lot of experiential stuff. I think maybe you're going to go on there and think that is this a game show or is this a trade? Is a theme park, right? And we want to get you closer to the visions that the creators have for their games and why they make and why they do what they do. You'll see a lot of the development teams and creators, on the floor themselves, enjoying what we're going to do here the next couple of days. And I hope to meet a lot of you as I'm warming the floor as well. This is the kind of show you want to do. E3 is really, it's kind of glitzy, but it's right there. You want to tell that story. You want to make that mark to say, this is what PlayStation games are all about. Pow, 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 pow.
What did you think of E3 being open to consumers this year?
I thought, I'll be honest with you guys, I think
it wasn't crowded enough already.
15,000 consumer tickets for that. And it really brought the crowd to the edge of pain.
Yeah.
And I won't bore you guys with the details around it, but if you're going to design a trade show or a consumer show, there's a completely two different beasts. And the way you do it, not only physically, the way you have to make rows wider, you have to have those experiences shorter to get more people through. We have to determine, E3 is like in the middle of the highway. It's going to get hit by cars on both sides now.
Yeah.
So it's got to choose a lane to be in.
Yeah, that's not the way to drive. So then, looking at 2018, what is your vision for PlayStation in 2018
Well, I
is
think
this
we
a state of
our path,
the union, basically?
Putting my Worldwide Studios hat on, I think in Worldwide Studios we have a lot of energy, a lot of devotion, a lot of love around storytelling, around narrative. Some people call that single-player gaming. We do have most of our eggs in that basket, just because that's the thing we do well, I think. In my humble opinion, IMHO. And I don't want to go to any of those teams and tell them, I read in a magazine that there's something called Games as a Service. Make me one of those.
We're burning Games as a Service at the stake now?
We do Horizon,
we're burning it in
we do
effigy?
It
works.
Uncharted, The Last of Us.
It works.
These are the things we're going to continue to lean into really strong. So I see our
the reason why
content
Gacha games are so freaking popular in Japan.
As a platform, I think we're going to see
and MOBAs.
Again,
you could argue Street Fighter V is Games as a Service too. Any fighting game that constantly gets updated would probably qualify
as we see
as
what we call the install base, a number of people have your thing. The install base of PSVR growing to a critical mass point. I think we're going to see a lot more content developers jumping in there. Of course, Worldwide Studios will be there. And things like we saw today, Firewall, that's awesome. You guys really definitely get a chance
we're
to
really
play
pushing that, man. That's like the fourth time you mentioned
see some more energy in that respect as well.
Did PlayStation VR catch you off guard, how successful it's been?
Yeah, well, it caught us really off guard when we
okay, that's really
disingenuous
because you've been pushing it.
It's like, oh, there's no more.
Pushing it pretty hard.
And then so the momentum kind of slowed down because we were still trying to get the hardware to catch up with that, and so we've almost kind of put it into a relaunch mode right now.
Yeah,
getting it out there. And titles like Skyrim was super cool. That's also playable.
Can we be done with Skyrim? It's gotten ported like VFR. 20 times.
What's the F in VFR?
Just nobody knows.
Just put it to pasture. No more Skyrim. Yeah. I mean, it's still making Bethesda money. They're not going to stop. But somebody needs to stop them. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about.
And then the other titles you see coming out. This Bravo team is on the floor. You saw the picture of the inpatient. Pretty creepy. So I think we're getting a good breadth of content coming out, and it caught us by surprise. But we're fully committed to the platform, to the format.
Yeah,
I have more VR questions, but your time's already up.
Okay.
Sucks.
There you go.
But the next man can answer these questions for me about VR.
You can ask him.
He's a fan of VR. He plays it.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for Shuhei Yoshida.
Oh?
Thanks, man.
Shoes coming in? Hey, there he is.
Take him on.
They put him in the Super Time Force Ultra.
Oh yeah, so it's just the best. It's the best part. If you ever see Shu, just give him hugs. Give him hugs. Look at all these people just leaving Shu. Now again, to clarify mistakes of PSX past, they were saying Shu. They weren't booing you.
Okay. Oh, God, we make some, gotta make some bad jokes here, too. Ooh, did I put my, yeah.
This year it's much closer, everybody.
You like that?
Yeah, yeah.
His English is...
What does PSX mean to you?
Well, I always say PSX is my favorite show of the year.
Yeah?
This
Why?
Is just the thousands of happy people. Everybody smiling, all love PlayStation. They're paying a lot of money to come.
Show us Bloodborne 2, damn it.
PlayStation, Right. So
I need to know.
Does that blow your mind? I mean, you've been with PlayStation for so long to see the audience actually go somewhere each and every year.
Well, I never had this chance. You know, I've been to E3 and Gamescom and all these events, TGS, but I don't think we had this dedicated, like a PlayStation only big consumer event. And it just gets better and better. That the booth that our teams created this year is amazing. It's the whole production, and that's a walkthrough of the gaming stages. Some of the games are not playable. We are not able to provide. So some very creative people came up with the other things for you to do.
So of course, president of Sony Worldwide Studios.
Interviewing somebody who doesn't speak perfect English can be kind of tricky.
Infamously,
hope he doesn't.
In 2015, you came on our E3 live show.
Yep.
And rubbed it in Kinda Funny's face that you had already played Sucker Punch's game.
Well, I said.
No, you rubbed it in our face. You don't try to walk it back.
No, I said I played something in Sucker Punch office, and they are making something. Yeah, they exist, right?
They exist. Yeah, I know.
Infamous.
Up there in Bellevue, being real quiet for a long, long time.
Yeah, what's great about working with Sucker Punch is they are so focused on getting the game feel right, the mechanic, the feel that when you have the controller, you forget you're holding the controller. You feel like
there's some scientific term for that,
really,
but I have no idea.
The character.
Don't worry.
Yeah. So they spend a long time, at the very, very early stages of the development of the Ghost of Tsushima. They always have this prototype.
Yeah, they're going from
working
from Infamous to Ghost of Tsushima. I hope.
Prototype that when many.
I assume it's mostly going to be melee combat.
So I've been playing the game for maybe 2 years.
Infamous's melee combat.
Tell me something about it.
No,
the fact that it wasn't opening this show, I don't know what you guys are doing, what kind of clown shoe operation this is. What is going on with this game? Tell me about the game. Who is the character? How big is the open world?
Yeah, so it's an open world game. It's the largest game that.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing Assassin's Creed.
Sucker Punch has created much larger than Infamous.
I'm just gonna say I hope they get the melee combat right, because that has always been kind of. Infamous's combat has never really been that compelling, really.
It's already playable, the sword fighting, and it's we are not talking about lots of gameplay.
Oh, I've noticed.
Yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it already feels and plays very well. So it's a large.
Yes, please tell us how delicious this cake is that we're not going to eat for another 3 years, 2 years.
Get the leak.
That's why I didn't play the frickin'
early this year or late
FF15 beta back in.
Because Sucker Punch has guys have been visiting the island.
Well, the very first one, my friends played it, but
doing a research.
I went. It's like someone gives you small nibble of cake and goes, you can eat the rest 2 years from now.
And nature there, and that became a story in the local newspaper, like a Tsushima Times or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a small piece. But friends of our development team in Japan was let know that, I read about this, Sucker Punch people from Seattle visiting Tsushima to do research for the next game, and we are like, freaked out, and don't talk about it. And luckily, the paper, the circulation is only a few thousand.
Oh, so the local newspaper wrote.
None of them were on NeoGAF at the time.
Yeah. So it was only available in the island of Tsushima.
Oh wow! So they
had that story never came outside of that island. So we are like,
they don't got the. They don't.
They
not being
so
connected to the internet
that,
has its upsides, I
company,
guess.
large production house is building Tsushima, and they respect. They are so excited that the game will be made. Based in Tsushima histories.
Yeah.
So that paper guy wrote the story.
Good for him. He got the scoop. Where were you, IGN?
Yeah. So I was afraid that Kotaku Japan or IGN Japan might pick it up.
Do you find it disturbing that even in an
Japan have
auditorium
an
this large, you
IGN
can
division?
make out Marty's laugh? Anyways.
Hi, Marty.
How much Last of Us Part 2 have you played?
Oh,
no, I haven't played any.
Don't lie to me.
No, I haven't. No, I have not.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I haven't played Death Stranding either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't
Why not?
exist.
Go down there. You're their boss. You can go in and you make things happen.
I can just wait and enjoy, you know.
Are your hands off with your
Playing,
hands off
playing
with
games in half-finished state
Yeah,
is
don't have to do
not a
anything.
fun experience.
Okay.
It's probably
Just tell me,
better.
is it her mom? I mean, has that been confirmed? Because that's what it seems like. And then she's pregnant. Is that what the knife's about?
Yeah, that's my question.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah, so I was watching news video like
Yeah.
talking about trying to figure it out.
Do you think Joel is alive, or do you think he's a ghost?
Ghost of Tsushima?
No, we're not. You don't have to plug the game we just talked about.
Oh, another great game. I played through the Shadow of the Colossus remake.
Okay.
That's an amazing game.
We're just
luckily
plugging
I've forgotten like half the Colossus.
Sure. Yeah.
How to, it's just beautiful and it plays well. They sped up the frame rate. It's I think it's
Shu really
60
selling
frames
it here.
on PS4 Pro.
Okay.
30 frames stable on regular PS4. It plays so
We're
well.
giving out
You
details.
configure the controls and still, trying to keep the original intent.
Sure.
Of the
That it should be a struggle. The
impact.
Yeah. It should make you mad. The camera should wig out.
But I couldn't stop playing. I played through the game for over
Yeah, it was
2 or
early
3
PS.
days,
No, it was not early PS. It was a later PS.
amazing experience.
How have you? I know it's not a. We were talking about this backstage. On Kind of Funny Games Daily, we had a conversation, me and Andrea, about if second party exists, and is Insomniac and Spider-Man, that's a second party and we went back and forth for a while, and then Insomniac just tweeted at us, and they were just like, no, we're a third party developer. It's a first party game. So have you seen that? Have you played that? Do you know about that? Can you ask Brian when it's coming out?
Actually, I played Spider-Man.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Tell me
the
about
whole sequence of the E3 demo.
Yeah.
It looked like some scripted sequence, but actually it's an open world game, another open world game, and actually, every time I played, it played differently. Of course, there's switches you can trigger some event, but entirely it's controllable. And you might have seen Brian, played different parts, and it feels so great.
When's that one coming out?
I don't know what we are saying. 2018.
Yeah, I know. You're saying 2018. I know.
Yeah,
a lot of people are saying too.
We are not saying early or spring or right.
You're not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Well, are you? I don't know.
No. We are saying early for God of War, spring for Detroit, and February for Shadow of the Colossus. So none of them,
okay.
I guess.
More, yeah.
I guess.
More information that isn't.
I guess.
Real information, I guess. But
yeah. The other game I'm playing is Days Gone. That's another horror game.
We're just gonna.
And wait, yeah, okay. What's going on with Days Gone?
Days Gone is it's not playable unfortunately here, but there's awesome setup in the booth. But the game's playable, I think, through now, so it's in the phase of...
The game's playable somewhere.
Tweaks and the polish and
not real information.
Is it good?
It's a big game.
Right, that's the thing. When I was talking to Sony Bennett E3 about it, it still seems like we haven't seen what the game actually is. Because the game obviously is shooting, it is taking on the tweakers, the freakers, but...
Freakers.
The zombies. And so...
No, they're not. Freakers.
Freaker. My apologies, everybody. Freakers, TM, PlayStation. It seems like when we see it, it is, all right, let's fight them. But in reality, when you talk about it, they talk about it being the open world and how your bike's a character and how you have to upgrade it and keep the gas in it and get supplies. It seems like it's not going to be just as action-focused as, demos have led us to believe.
Yeah, there are lots of stories this time around.
Yeah.
Well, so some of the trailers are focused on the,
you can't constantly be escaping from an ocean of zombies. From zombies.
But it's pretty much action game.
Yeah.
Like, approach the situation. Each situation you can approach anyway.
Well, that was the cool thing about Behind Closed Doors at E3, right? Is that it was the same demo, but this time it was at night. And so fewer people, you were using snow, it was being stealthy, you were not being hurt as easily.
Yeah, it's time of the day changes, and difficulty or the approach you have to take each situation.
I don't know if I like that, actually, because for stealth
Talking
games,
about
if the option to go do something at night
the first party, right?
exists,
What all
it's
these-
usually almost always better to just do it at night. Because it's
there's
used
a
stealthy
Dreams
easier.
booth on the floor. If they want to know about Dreams,
And
they'll
that's a
go
problem,
there.
because
they'll
now
find
you
out
don't
about
get
it.
to experience those environments.
Talking
in the
about
daytime.
releases, do you guys? How do you decide who goes and in what order? Because I feel when we see Last of Us at Paris Games Week, I was like, oh well, for sure we're not going to see Days Gone then. And then it was that interesting question of, well, would we see anything at PSX that was new? Because I feel like the games on paper, in the trailer, in just a glance, seem so similar that you can't have them come out one on top
They're
of each
not-
other. You need to give them room to breathe, both in their marketing.
They
beats, I
focus on
assume,
different
right?
things, right?
Well,
they're
when the
similar
games come
only
out,
in
they're
that
very different.
they're
Yeah.
about zombies and
understand
the
where you're coming
post-apocalypse,
from.
whatever.
And your question is about which game to show in which.
How you
mechanics
decide
and
and
what
really
they're
more
Yeah, so
focusing
it's
on
pretty
is
much so.
quite different.
We tend to try to do big, like media showcase twice a year, like E3 and Paris this year, and E3 and PSX last year. And teams have the development schedules and have milestones and some optimum time to showcase the review or showcase the gameplay or put demos on the show floor. So the the calendars of these entire games and the PR production team have a conversation with each studios and try to position.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's a long process. It takes probably over 6 months to produce one show. So our PR team must have been working on. or starting.
Did they go on vacation? Is that why? Is that why you guys are doing this talk show?
The way it works, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you guys, the first, Naughty Dog, whoever, a first party, a studio wraps a game, then they start prototyping or deciding what they want to work on next time, and then they come to you and pitch you, right? So was there concern about Sony, Bend Studios getting involved into the zombie world when you do have The Last of Us, you do have this key franchise?
Well, in terms of the particular, because Last of Us already existed, and Days Gone came later, there's a conversation a little bit between Ben team and Naughty Dog to make sure that the direction that these teams are going are different enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you feel that you've hit it.
Yeah.
And we'll see both these games when.
What?
When God.
Yo, trying to hit him with the sneak attack.
Gone 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
I have memory.
I have memory. Oh yeah. All right, great. Okay, great.
And I don't remember what we've been saying for Last of Us.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
Zipping his
know
lips, not saying
nothing.
about that. Right. They just put out these trailers. Some people get mad.
Call me Jon Snow. I know nothing.
Yeah. What is your take here on PlayStation VR? Because when PlayStation VR first was getting ready to come out, you were the one walking around, beating the drum, telling me how great it would be. I got it. I agree, it's great.
Thank you.
How are you dealing with it right now? The fact that, like we were talking to Sean,
there's not enough for it.
You weren't for the success you found.
It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because if not enough people buy it,
2 million sold through.
It's not worth it for developers to make more content for it. And if developers don't make content for it, there will be less reason for people to buy it. It's literally
VR,
the
whereas other
PlayStation
VR
Vita
seem to be
problem,
middling.
where small install base cause less games to be developed for it, which in turn costs less sales because people just nothing to play on it, and it just causes death spiral.
All of us, not just our team.
I guess they're trying to break out of it by just pushing it super hard.
Palma and those Oculus guys, who
I have a Vita game, so.
early, and Valve guys preaching and teaching a lot of the researches they've been doing. So it's a small community, and we respect each other and we discuss, and so we understand. We have the same kind of passion and goal to make this amazing new medium, new technology in the hands of lots of people, in the hands of game developers and creators and the media companies, people, creative people to use. So, I think success of any of us is a success for all of us. You know, because VR, you have to experience.
The market's
really
not big enough for
the
us to start
potential
fighting
of
over
this
the
medium. That's
the pie.
the most difficult part. All of us
not
are
big
struggling. You have to communicate the game. We cannot just show the trailer because the experience is so different. So any of us releasing new title or doing the demos, doing these kind of event, and getting more people to try good VR for the first time is a win for all of us. Really working on good VR. So
when you were coming around before release, you were talking to me and telling me, this is PlayStation 1 again. Like, we're not going to come out of the gate and be where we're at with PlayStation 4. We see it as a 20-year process. With what you've had in terms of success so far, but also what you've seen with just people, how much they want to play VR, what kind of games they want to play in VR, are you still, you think, in that mindset that this is this long-term thing? Do you think you're going in a different direction than where you initially thought it was going to go?
Yeah. So what I've been saying is the things that we are seeing, for the launch of PSVR and those, first consumer VR product, very, similar feeling that I worked on when original first, PlayStation was the very first consumer-based,
the whole reason PlayStation exists was because they were developing a console for Nintendo, but Nintendo didn't want to go with the CD.
Lots of new experiences and lots of genre.
PlayStation was born.
And the advancement
history, I suppose.
The last 20 years, when you look at game like God of War or Last of Us, it's amazing, and it just keeps going and going. So I can see PSVR and the first sets of these consumer-based VR systems is like the first generation. And we can see for long-term future that the creative people and tech people, because the VR is not a new concept. It's been around since like 1960s. Yeah, so lots of research being already made.
There's a lot of movies that
we've been waiting for this.
When's this idea of the VR, right? It's the same with the internet, actually. Edgar Allan Poe wrote a story with an invention that he dreamed of, and you read it now and you go, hey, that's the internet.
More exciting.
There are some ideas that have been kind of brewing in humanity's subconscious for a long time.
Number of great companies, smart people working on to try to.
Although some would argue that it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy because we built submarines.
It's amazing. That makes progress faster
based on
for everyone.
Ideas from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
What I have seen for
the same way our Apple iPhone touchpads are based off Star Trek.
Because the VR, good VR requires
devices,
powerful systems.
So it's inspired from science fiction.
High-end PC. So the gamers are the first users, and the game creators are the first developers to work on. But when you
could argue that those materials, those ideas had been
different kinds of
in the human collective consciousness before to inspire their product.
VR technologies, and you will see or use VR system in the different part of your life without you realizing it pretty soon. So
I think I'm going to realize I'm using it. I think I'll know when
trapped in the Matrix.
Okay. But what we talking about in the future, this can happen or that can happen. I think looking back in the future, that will happen sooner than you thought than we are thinking now.
All right.
So I'm so happy with the.
This conference was going 2 hours and 10 minutes already.
And the new games, like I've been playing the Skyrim VR. It's amazing to be immersed in that. And games like Moss.
Can you ride your horse up the vertical side of the mountain?
Manifest 99, the Invisible Hour. Lots of people are experimenting with different use of VR technologies.
Manifest 99, that's the one you tweeted out recently, right?
Yeah.
It's the one that doesn't have trophies, right?
Right.
Why is that happening? It's a video game shoe.
You are giving professional advice to the developer.
I am. Put trophies in your game. Who wants to see a video game? Let's play some video games. Who wants to stop talking?
Oh?
Yeah?
No, man.
Trevor Starkey does. Shoe.
Yep.
we're going to bring out some people to play some games. Are you down for that?
Okay.
It's a game called Concrete Genie.
Yes.
Are you familiar with it?
Absolutely.
You want to see the developers there from Pixel Opus come out here?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
All right, what's going on? Ours, our style is looking pretty good. It's like the concrete jungle.
I was like, where are they coming from? Pixel Opus is here to play the game. Dominic, how are you?
I'm good, Greg. How are you?
Great, thank you for coming. Please, join us on the couch.
Hey, Shu.
This is a VR thing.
So, if people haven't been following everything,
yes.
What is Concrete Genie?
So Concrete Genie is a game about a boy called Ash who can bring his paintings to life. So all of our unique and special gameplay mechanics are about having fun with paint. And that's why we're here today, actually. We thought, after we announced the game in Paris, which we had an amazing response to.
Oh, I didn't watch that, so
how does the painting actually work? And we've known for a long
probably
time
why I
that
have
the
no idea what the hell
first time we
this
were
is.
going to debut the game and show it live, we wanted to be here at PSX with all of you. And so we thought this would be a great opportunity to come and say hello.
Well, hello.
Well, hello.
Are you guys ready to say hello? So what are we doing? What are we going to jump into?
So Jing, our game designer over there. Hi, Jing.
Hi, Jing.
Hi.
Oh, pre-alpha.
Get started on the
I
demo.
don't know. If it's playable, I don't think it's
so one of
pre-alpha.
the most important parts of the game is that we want to
I
make
don't think these
anyone
people
feel
know
like
what
they can be an
pre-alpha
artist.
is.
Sure, now this has been something that's been on my mind since Paris. You're going to look me in the face and tell me this isn't an Infamous tie-in, that this isn't Delson. Literally the same red hat, he's got a bag on, he's doing graffiti. You just ripped off Sucker Punch and everybody
He has
knows
a
it.
point. Second son.
I knew you were going to do that, Greg. You know what? It's completely coincidental. And when we showed the trailer at Paris Games Week, I actually got an email from Nate Fox teasing me about that as well.
Yeah.
And so I had to assure him that it was completely coincidental as well.
I say you lean into it now. It's just an Infamous prequel.
There is that option.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Give up all your dreams of the game you're trying to make. Shove it into this.
You know, it
Anyway.
genuinely was completely coincidental. When you're making a game, you go through so many revs and iterations on the character, and we just ended up with here for a lot of other reasons. He used to have a blue hat, and I think when we changed it to a red hat, it suddenly became
That's when it happens.
Evocative of Delson, yeah.
All right, so what is happening right now?
Delson.
We're just painting?
Yeah, so we use the motion controls in
like
the
scribble
DualShock
dots,
4
we
pad,
just putting
and so
stuff
you can
in there.
see Jing motioning there. And you have these selection of brushes that you find as you play through the game. And we call this living paint. And the goal is to take any of the marks and the gestures that you make in the world and grow them into something beautiful. And a big part of our player fantasy is making sure that anybody who plays the game can feel like an artist. I can't draw at all in real life, but in this game, you know, I can pull something together that looks half decent.
Was that a concern when you got going, right? Like, what was the original iteration? Was it freehand painting, and then you're like, oh, well, what about the...
No, that's a good question. So this is actually the third iteration on the painting mechanics that we've had in the game. And we realized that getting the right balance between agency and assistance so that whatever you do, you feel like you made it, but what do we add to that through the technology that we've built to make it something beautiful, but you have to still feel like you did it.
Sure.
And so this is where we've ended up, and we're really happy with how it's turned out.
How long have you guys been working on it?
Quite some time.
Yeah?
We have been on this now for nearly 3 years. And so it's a labor of love that's kind of been coming together slowly but surely. You know, we're a very small team. That's the other thing. And
how many people?
There's 14 people on the team. And we have a couple of other contractors and interns, depending on what part of the process we're in. But it's very small, and that's why iteration on a small team is the most important thing. But it's a different type of process.
I believe it. So then, we're showing the painting right now, but how does this get used in the gameplay? Is it a puzzle game? Like, how do you describe it?
So it's a third-person action adventure, and later on next year we're going to be showing more of the action elements in the game.
Okay.
But because this is such a pivotal thing, and, you know, one of the most striking things about the game, we wanted to kind of get out there with this first. And there are puzzle-solving mechanics in there, and in a little bit, Jing is actually going to go in the corner and start painting creatures, which is another really important part of the game. And the story and the theme of the game is about bullying. And one of the reasons that these creatures are so important is that they're the friends that Ash wished he had in real life. And they have a really important gameplay function as well. And depending on how you paint the creatures, the colors that you use, they have different abilities. And that's really where the puzzle solving comes in. So if you paint a red creature, for example, it will have fire abilities, and then you can go and solve fire puzzles.
Gotcha.
If you paint it with yellow, it will have electricity powers and things like that.
Is there going to be just a canvas mode, like a relax mode, to jump in and not worry about the story or not doing that?
We are looking at that. I think that's a great thing to have in there, so that people can just go and completely relax.
Sure.
Because the bullies actually exist in the world as AI, and they have an important part to play in how you're able to paint as you go through the world. And so having some way to just sit there and relax and just chill out and do whatever you want is a good part of it.
Now, when we were backstage talking, you blew my mind. So Pixel Opus is a first party.
Right.
You're actually working out of the San Mateo office.
That's right. Yeah, so tucked away, hidden on the back floor of one of the floors in the global headquarters is Pixel Opus, and we're the only development that's happening there. So we're kind of flying under the radar, but we get to kind of make our own creative IP, which is quite a unique situation.
Shuhei, that means you're their boss.
It does.
No, Connie Booth is their boss, and Scott Rhodey is Connie's boss.
But we all know Scott Rhodey doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? For you, Shu, why was this a game PlayStation wanted to get behind? Why was this a game you wanted them to make?
Oh yeah, so after they finished the Unwind,
it's like that red monster from the Bugs Bunny
cartoon. With the wall full of concept, ideas, sketches, and I was let in to see all of the different concepts.
Can we leave the
and this concept stood out, and I was like, well, you know, I can see, you know, I'll be playing this game, and Dom and the team said, wow, everybody picked the same concept. Right?
That was an unusual moment. Like one of the things that happened when we kind of are in our dream phase is we came up with 10 different concepts for a game, and we go through an exercise where we imagine the gameplay and the story, and we do a little one sheet where we try and picture it as a finished product. And then we do a bunch of supporting artwork and prototypes to try and figure that out. And when we came to the idea for this game, which actually came from our VFX artist, Ashwin, the boards were like 5 times longer, there was loads more to talk about, and you could actually imagine it as a gameplay experience, which is obviously the most important thing.
So that's something we glossed over in that conversation there, but Entwined was the studio's first game.
Yes.
At the time, who was making up the staff of the studio? Because you guys have brought in a bunch of students, right?
Was fine, small game.
So everybody on the team were graduates from different academic gaming programs in the States. We had the original 6 were from the Carnegie Mellon Entertainment Technology Center, and then we had another couple of students from the San Jose State's animation and illustration program as well. And then it was myself and Jeff Sangali, who I think is over there somewhere, art director.
Yeah, so the group of very talented, young, passionate people, and 2 mentors.
The old men, the 2 old people there to make sure
veterans.
these kids knew what they were doing.
Right, and then after we did Entwined, we knew that if we were going to carry on making games that were investing in a message and were trying to make an emotional connection, we wanted to do it in a genre and at a scale that was easier to access. And we all love third-person action adventure games, so we thought this would be a great platform in order to kind of make something that was imaginative and a bit different, but was maybe a bit easier to get into than Entwined was.
When you start this studio and bring in all these young folks who are super ambitious and ready to go, but green as hell, are you thinking it's going to work? Are you panicking that this could easily blow up in your face?
In this case, no. The interesting thing is, when I was at school, there were no courses that you could do that would teach game development. There just was nothing you could do academically to get you ready for making games. And so when I started a long, long time ago, everything was learnt on the job.
Yeah.
And what we found when we were going to these different academic programs is that the tools and the kind of the abilities and knowledge that they had just from their studies was, equivalent to what I was getting 5 years into the job.
Wow.
So they were actually teaching us stuff.
We're doing
on
some
how
praise.
The best way to kind of put things together. And we run the team with a completely flat hierarchy. So it's been a really interesting, lively collaboration at all times, basically. And we've added a few more senior people, to kind of help increase our capacity and ambition.
Look at developer diary.
But we always maintain that kind of young part of the workforce, just to make sure that
there's a square bring it to life
button. Is to make sure that people have an amazing start to their time in the games industry. And
that's
so
awesome. That's a great mission statement to have for the group.
Mm-hmm.
So then, to wrap it up, put a pin in Concrete Genie. We're going to see more of it in 2018, obviously.
Yes.
See the action adventure side of it.
We're going to be out next year.
But there is more to it than just the painting, right?
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm tranquil right now.
Yeah.
The music is good, the art is beautiful, but like there's a game to it there that's actually going to challenge you.
Absolutely, yeah. There is an action-packed third-person adventure in there as well. And we're just kind of pacing out how we reveal that to everybody over the next few months.
We'll see.
Well, awesome.
Depends how it's
Thank you so much for coming by. Did you guys like it? That's Concrete Genie. Oh, right. Oh, now you're sure about this, right?
I'm pretty sure.
He's pretty... All right, so here's what we're going to do.
Somebody stop me.
We're going to tell... No, there's no one to stop you. That's why the problem is. This is a shirt for Concrete Genie.
We got these today. This is our first crew shirt. It's the first Concrete Genie shirt. And we love them. It's designed by our character illustrator, Lansing, on team. And we thought it would be awesome if we gave one to everybody here tonight.
Yo, we're an offer now? You get a t-shirt. You get a t-shirt.
But again, to be clear, he's saying that, and no one told me to say that. So is it going to happen? I don't know. Don't get mad if you leave and there is no shirt. There's probably a shirt, but who knows?
I'm pretty sure there is.
You're pretty sure there's shirts?
Yeah.
All right, then. When you leave... Oh, you got one. You didn't even leave yet. Did you steal that? How did you get it?
Yo, damn.
You went to the bathroom, came back in, they gave it to you? All right, cool.
There you go.
Right, there's shirts. There are real shirts out there. A big deal for Concrete Genie. Obviously, their first shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wear them with pride.
Thank you for coming out, Dom.
Cheers, Greg.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Shuhei, as always, thank you so much. You're a gem. We love you.
People with the
ladies and
camera
gentlemen,
swooling.
believe it or not, that's the end of the PSX kickoff.
That is actually the...
Have a great weekend. Play cool games. Go see cool panels. Be cool to one another.
They really expanded on this game and the VR stuff. And, I don't know how I feel about it. Alright. That's it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, I don't think I'm going to stream Capcom Cup. Alright. See you guys next time.